Call. Jackie Bessler along with you. It has been 41 long weeks since Mingus Marauder football, but it is back. It is opening day for the 2015 season here at Mingus Union High School. The Marauders hosting the Cactus Shadow Falcons, and would like to introduce and welcome to our broadcast team, Mr. Kyle Benedict. Welcome aboard, sir.
Thank you, Jackie. I'm excited for this season. You know, can't think of a better way to spend a Friday night than here watching some high school football. Looking forward to it.
Been doing it for years. It is an absolute blast, and hopefully you are going to join us, and you have your choices in media. In fact, there's a new way of doing it. Powered by Pond Palace, you can actually get the game on your phone. You can go to myradioplace.com, and on your smartphone, you can download the app, and you can figure it out and go right through it and pick up the game right on your phone. You can listen to it in the stands wherever you are. Hey, we're coming into the Vinny's pregame report for game number 1, opening game early this year. We're going to talk about the realignment of all the football teams, the divisions. Was Mingus in Division 2? We're going to tell you more about it when the Vinny's Pizza pregame report starts after this.
You'll get more miles for your money at Reese's Tire and Automotive Tire Pros. It starts with matching the right tire for you, your vehicle, and driving habits. And continues with expert brake, alignment, and warranty services to extend the life and performance of your vehicle. And to serve you better, we now offer King Cobra custom exhaust systems. Find out more about our nationwide warranty at Reese'sTire.com.
Taylor Waste has been voted the #1 residential garbage service 12 years in a row in Cottonwood and 8 years in a row in Sedona.
Why? Because Taylor Waste always offers dependable and efficient garbage service and clean, eco-friendly curbside recycling and positive customer service.
Taylor Waste offers a separate recycling container, and our recycling program is clean rather than commingled with garbage.
To start service, call your locally owned Taylor Waste, dedicated to providing service tailored to your needs.
Pond Palace offers a wide selection of jewelry, electronics, musical instruments, firearms, and much more. And if you need money for that unforeseen financial burden, Tanner, Natalie, or Rob can get you a loan using your valuable items and collectibles. Scrap gold, silver, jewelry, guns, and electronics are all accepted. Visit Pond Palace on Calvary Way at 89A in the Dome Building, open 6 days a week, and online at pondpalaceaz.com.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community and with every customer that comes through the door. If you're on the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find their selection extensive and their sales team professional and courteous. You can also count on excellent after-sales service. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet on Highway 260 next to Walmart in Cottonwood.
Welcome to the Vinny's Pizza pregame report. Call Vinny's now at 646-3333 and have pasta, subs, or a specialty pizza delivered right away. Don't forget the garlic knots and wings. Now let's head back live to the press box for Jackie and Kyle.
Back here at the cave at Mingus Union High School, getting ready for game number 1. And Kyle, it starts early here today. And if you are not prepared, then the perfect thing to do is to call 646-3333 and get the Marauder Special at Vinny's Pizza. This is the Vinny's Pizza pregame report. The Marauder Special, 20-inch one-topping pizza, 16-inch cheese pizza, plus 2 dozen wings, a dozen famous Vinny's garlic knots, awesome, and a dozen cinnamon knots, wow. $29.99, and that's available at Vinny's Pizza. That's 89A, the bypass, just past 6th Street here in Cottonwood. The Vinny's pregame report and the real news, Mingus was actually in Division 2 for a period of time. And it was quite interesting because the AIA realigned everything, and Mingus became the second smallest team population-wise in Division 2. Okay, they appealed. There was lots of appeals, and I know you got lots of information on this, and able to come back to Division 3, so I don't want to scare anybody out there. Okay, we are in Division 3, but it's interesting what happened with all the realignment.
You know, a lot going on here. Now, this is something to point out. It's just going to last for this season. Everything's going to get redone next spring, but one of of the biggest things is in Division 1. Of the 17 teams, okay,
Wow.
16. So there's 17 teams in Division 1. 16 are going to make the playoffs.
Wow.
That means one team is not going to make the playoffs. They'll stand out a little bit there, but 3 sections in Division 1, mixing up those 17 teams. Moving to Division 2, we have 35 teams, increasing to 35 with 6 sections. Division 3, of course, where the Marauders are right here, we have 57 teams divided up into 9 sections. Division 4, 42 divided into 6 sections, and Division 5, 48 schools into 8 sections. So it's a big jump between Division 3, 4, 5, and then back down to Division 1 with the 17 teams.
Well, it seems like Division 3 needs a little bit of ice because it's swollen. I mean, it really is. 57 teams. Kyle, you're going to have to almost I'm expecting you got to go 7-3 to make any chance of playoffs. If not 8-2 or 9-1. And then, of course, all the section winners will go. Now, one thing I do want to point out, and I don't know exactly how they do the whole equation for the AIA and the realignment, but I'm going to tell you that I think it was an honor. Obviously, they use school-size population as part of it. That's part of the equation. Well, that didn't get Mingus into Division 2. I guarantee you that. Okay, we were, 1,400 students going up against 2,500, 3,000, 3,500 student schools. Okay, it wasn't population that got us there. I believe it was what they put in, and I don't know how they do this, for dynasty points. In other words, how has the program done over X amount of years? I don't know how many years they've gone. But even the last 2 seasons, Mingus going 5-5, it was an honor. It really was an honor for them to consider putting Mingus up in Division 2. That means we fit in their equation as one of the top 70 teams in the state, if they're trying to even out all the divisions, which I think they're trying to do. So it was an honor. I think Mingus said, thank you, no thank you, and appealed back to Division 3. And unfortunately, they weren't alone. There was a lot of teams that appealed out of Division 2 back to Division 3. Our opponent here tonight, apparently Cactus Shadows, did so.
Yeah, they came down. They were in Division 2 last year. Tough schedule there. We'll get to that here in a little bit. But, as you said, the fact that Mingus was going to be in Division 2 speaks volumes for Coach Young. Coach Bob Young and what he's done here at this program speaks volumes about the previous teams that have come through the Mingus program and this team as well. So, as you mentioned, they said no thank you, and now here we are in Division 3.
Well, the Mingus Marauders have a new section. Well, a lot of old faces, new section. So the new section is going to include champs from last year, Bradshaw. Prescott is listed by some polls as the contender. Mingus is the dark horse. I have absolutely no problem being the black stallion in the section. I have no problem whatsoever being the dark horse. Flagstaff and Coconino rounded out, so Kingman is not in our section. Everything got realigned, and you brought up the point. It almost looks like they did it geographically.
Game of all.
Yeah, I think what the idea was there is to put teams that are relatively in the same area, same part of the state together, as well as keeping in mind that we want to see some competitive games. We want to try and match these teams that are regional with teams that are kind of equal with each other's skill level, if you will.
Well, certainly that's always the case. That is certainly always the case. But we have always seen that in each division, certain cream rises to the top, and then there is a rather despairing difference between the top and the bottom teams as far as some of the success ratios. And that's going to happen with every division except for Division 1 with 17 teams. I'd hate to be the one kid that doesn't get picked for kickball. You know?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, our schedule this year, looking at our schedule as the Mingus Marauder Band entertains on the field here, their first performance of the year. And hey, you know what? They look fantastic. I got to find out if those are new uniforms here this season. Look, speaking of seasons, Mingus Marauders start with Cactus Shadows here today. Did you notice we've got 6 home games?
I did, yeah, and that's going to be huge.
That's
going to be huge for any team.
Cactus Shadows at home, and then Lee Williams, and then we have that dreaded bye week, which happens to be Labor Day weekend, which I'm okay with because the team I coach has to play in Baghdad, so that gives me more
that
drive
works
time.
out, huh?
It does. Then we come back for number 4 Peoria. That is going to be a battle. Ranked number 4 in most preseason polls that I have seen. That will be September 11th. Then our first away game is at Greenway.
Yeah, Greenway, that one's going to be a tough one there. Of course, anytime you're going down to the valley, anytime you're on the road for a couple hours down there, it's going to be a little bit difficult. But, the Marauders coming off of Peoria following that bye week, it's going to be one that they're looking to get in the win column.
Well, they're going to need the extra week to get ready for him. Then Moon Valley, a playoff team last year, and that is section play. Bradshaw, Cocoa. McClintock is new this year. Haven't played Tempe McClintock. They came down from Division 2. The Flagstaff Eagles, Prescott will round it out. Hey, we've got more in store. In fact, a look of the returning players for the Mingus Marauders as the Vinny's pregame report returns after this.
Digitel, a Verizon premium wireless retailer. Come in today and get on America's largest, most reliable wireless network. Get unlimited nationwide talk and text and devices from all the hottest manufacturers. Find Digitel, your local Verizon premium wireless retailer, in the Flagstaff Mall, in Cottonwood at 960 South Main Street, in Payson at 401 North Beeline Highway, Prescott Valley at Glassford Hill Marketplace, and in Prescott with locations in the Prescott Gateway Mall, and the shops at Prescott Gateway.
America's most innovative off-road vehicles are all on sale during the Polaris Factory Authorized Clearance. Get our biggest rebate ever on Razor XP 1000. Save $1,000 on remaining 2015s while they last. Get our lowest price ever on Ace 4x4. This all-new off-road experience is just $64.99 after rebate. Get the year's best deals during the Polaris Factory Authorized Clearance.
Visit Cottonwood Motorsports at Route 260 and Western Drive.
Cheerleading, tumbling, gymnastics. We are Flip City Gym. We have classes for boys and girls of all ages and skill levels.
Flip City Gym offers competitive co-ed cheerleading with world champion coaches.
Ask about tumbling and gymnastics.
Or our health and fitness-based academic preschool.
The only one of its kind in Northern Arizona.
Enjoy open gym Fridays and Saturdays. Stop by for your free class or find out more at flipcitygym.org.
The Suzy Q Market is the most convenient stop for road trips, with 1,500 beverage selections and plenty of snacks. And save on Texaco fuel with your Safeway Rewards card. The Suzy Q drive-thru window is the most convenient way to pick up those essentials on the way home.
Road trips start here.
With something for everyone.
At the Suzy Q Market. Remember, please shop local first.
Go Marauders!
Our whole team is here to help you get the most out of each workout.
Here at the Cottonwood Recreation Center.
Back here at Mingus Union High School in the press box, Jackie Bessler along with Kyle Benedict for the 2015 season. We want to thank our friends at Suzy Q Market on Main Street. Of course, Hayden Harrison is one of our receivers out here for the varsity squad for Mingus Marauders 2015. And want to wish Hayden and, of course, Suzy Q well during the season. Of course, your all away games. Great place to start for an away game. You go through the drive-thru at Suzy Q, get all the stuff for the game, you know? All the carbs you need, right?
There you go. Nice, quick, and easy, huh?
Absolutely. Out here, the Vinny's Pizza pregame report continues. And interesting, couple of changes here, Kyle, for the 2015 season. Mingus does not have a JV program this year. They have opted to keep a very large freshman program together and bring up the sophomores and juniors that they have to the rest of the varsity squad to fill in some of the ranks. And I wonder if that has something to do with the number of underclassmen starting for Mingus last year.
Yeah, you know what? They have a lot of great guys, key players returning to both offensive and defensive side of the ball. But, you know, the fact that they are moving a lot of these sophomores and juniors up to the varsity level, they have more depth at a lot of the skill positions, and it's getting, if anything, experience for these underclassmen, and something that I think is going to prove to be successful in grouping all of the freshmen down at the freshman level together, as well as kind of prepping for the future.
And, well, as they did, and with all sorts of different experience. I mean, obviously, just start with Upham, who played as a sophomore last year, returns. He's got 707 passing yards on the season to go along with, one of the leaders in rushing as well, another 573, but he's not the only one.
No, he's not. He has 23 total TDs last season. But at running back position, you have number 44, Tristan Clark. He's a senior going into his senior season. Last year, he had 427 rushing yards with 4 TDs as well. So those are some of the key players there returning on the offensive side of the ball, as well as the tight end, number 40 Trevor Galloway Jr. this year. He's 6'4", 205 tight end, 207 receiving yards last year, and 4 TDs. So those are the three key guys on the offensive side of the ball for the Marauders.
Hey, I've got to give an adieu out there for some of the Marauders who have graduated and are not returning with us. Herb Tiffany, we are going to miss his yardage. Thagard, we're going to miss him. Orlando Machado led the team with 781 yards during the course of the season, and Levi Collins was just an incredible captain on the defensive side of the ball. We are going to miss some of these kids, but I tell you, we've got 8 returning starters on defense for the Mingus Marauders this year.
Yeah, a couple notable returners. Number 21, Pete Kelly. He's a senior this year at the linebacker position. Last season, he led the team in sacks with 9 sacks. He also led the team in solo tackles, and he had 73 tackles on the year. So a big returning player there for the Marauders, as well as, again, Trevor Galloway, number 40, junior as well. He has had 57 tackles last year and was second in the team on sacks with 5. So you have your top 2 sack leaders coming back from last year, as well as some notable returners on the defensive side and tackles.
Also want to make mention that we had a fantastic young man, in fact, a fantastic family, and they made themselves geographically ineligible as the Simmons family has moved on to Utah. So we have lost Zach Simmons. We have lost the Simmons family to our community, which is a loss in and of itself. We wish them well in their endeavors in Utah, but that is another loss that, it wasn't to graduation. We were expecting to have him.
Yeah, when you lose a player like that, you just look for guys to step up who are behind him, learn from him over the years, and you just hope that you can have some new guys stepping up. And as we mentioned, the fact that there is no JV squad, you have sophomores and juniors who are filling that void and some depth at a lot of skill positions.
Well, the Mingus Marauders coming out on the field here for the first time, getting ready for game number 1 against Cactus Shadow Falcons, and you had made mention that they had come down from Division II, as quite a few teams. Paradise Valley came down from Division II. They are automatically number 2. Desert Edge, preseason rankings, number 1. There is not a Section 8 team in the top 10 in the preseason rankings, but that's okay. There will be. I guarantee that. Bradshaw comes back this season. They have just as many, if not more, returners than the Mingus Marauders this year, and they are defending champs for the section. So it's going to be really interesting. They've picked up a couple of different transfer students as well. Kyle, it is going to be an interesting season out here. Mingus has greatly improved itself in certain categories. The line has matured. Jordan Vincent, the center, he is going to be the fire plug of the Mingus Marauder line. And from what I hear from some of the preseason workouts, especially with the big men, okay, the Beasts of Arizona, he held his own, if not beat them, and then just dominated everybody else. He is going to be a huge factor. The rest of the line for the Mingus Marauders has really shored itself up, and we're expecting huge things from them.
Yeah, they're going to have a lot of big play from both sides, offensive and defensive line, especially with the offense, kind of a little bit more run-heavy, I would say, and that you rely a lot on your line there and looking for a lot of that tough grit play, the heart there that you mentioned, and just playing with that nitty-gritty kind of fierce attitude that you need from the guys down in the trenches.
Well, certainly so. And, of course, the Mingus Marauders looking for the possibility of the opportunities to put the ball up in the air. It's not that they won't throw. They will just very specifically pick their spots to do so. So I am looking for a fantastic season for these young men as we are getting ready. Interesting that we start the season early and come up as we get into a situation where we're starting on the 21st of August. It doesn't even feel like football weather yet.
No, especially for these players down there on both sides of the ball. They've been waiting since the end of last season to get ready and get back at it, and they want to return back to the playoffs. That's the goal for every team, but especially the Marauders with the history that they have in this program with Coach Young. Their goal is to get back to the playoffs, and they have a lot of the pieces and the depth to do so.
Well, we want to say thank you to Oxendale, who takes our halftime report coming up during the course of the game. And, of course, Digital, we're going to have our player of the game. Digital, one of our primary sponsors for Mingus Marauder football. What is the weather for tonight, by the way? Right now, it looks like it is cooling off just beautifully.
Yeah, I think there was a slight chance of some showers, maybe a thunderstorm here or there, but it looks pretty clear right now. And as you can see, the sun's starting to go down, and it's just the weather is getting beautiful.
It is going to be a beautiful night. The lights are on here at Mingus Union High School. 41 weeks have gone by. It is finally football time again for the Mingus Marauders. They're out on the field getting ready for the flip. We're going to take our final break of pregame, and when we come back, we're going to try to go through some of our starters here for tonight's game. Tell you a little more about Cactus Shadows. They have weapons that we are going to have to deal with here tonight. We'll return to the press box here at Mingus Union High School after this.
Since 1993, Rice Accounting has been assisting Verde Valley residents with their tax returns. A proud part of the National Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, Rice Accounting can prepare all state and federal returns. They can file electronically or prepare paper returns. They're open year-round to assist you with personal and business taxes, quarterlies, payroll, and account services.
Please come on in to Rice Accounting Jackson Hewitt Tax Service. We're open year-round for all of your taxing needs. Thank you.
Wake up and live Moss at your local Cottonwood Taco Bell. The next generation of breakfast is here. Introducing the Biscuit Taco, AM Crunch Wrap, Cinnabon Delights, and fresh brewed 100% Colombian coffee. Convenient hours, drive-through, and open late every night. Visit your local Taco Bell. Located on 89A and Cove Parkway in Cottonwood. Taco Bell. Live Moss.
This has been the Vinny's New York Chef Pizza pregame report. Order for pickup or delivery tonight. The number 646-3333. We'll return for kickoff right after this.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community and with every customer that comes through the door. If you're on the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find their selection extensive and their sales team professional and courteous. You can also count on excellent after-sales service. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet on Highway 260 next to Walmart in Cottonwood.
Back here at Mingus Union High School, home of the Marauders. It'll be the Marauders and the Cactus Shadow Falcons out here tonight. Looks like the Mingus Marauders will receive here tonight, so they'll put the offense on the field first. We were talking a little bit about Cactus Shadows. These Falcons coming back for what will be his senior year. Antonio Marchica, 969 rushing yards on the season. They had a big loss, though. They graduated a very efficient quarterback, and we'll be replacing him here tonight with Andrew Young, a sophomore, 6 foot and 160 pounds.
Yeah, that at the running back position, that was their bread and butter last year, as well as the quarterback. So it'll be really interesting to see what this new young quarterback's going to be doing under center for the Falcons.
Well, the Falcons looking to kick off, and they will kick it deep, and it will wander into the end zone, deep into the end zone, and Mingus will take the touchback there and start at the 20. What a weapon that is.
Yeah, that was Tristan Clark back there. Not a chance for him to return the ball, as it was a nice kick there by the Cactus Shadows, but they start the ball at the 20-yard line.
Well, he'll definitely have opportunities for his touches out here tonight. The Mingus Marauder line Right tackle, Jordan Taylor. Right guard, Stefano DeLu. Jordan Vincent at center. Charles Hardy, left guard. Nathan Jones takes the left tackle. Tight end position, Trevor Galloway. And in motion go the Mingus Marauders, and quickly up the middle from the fullback position goes Alec Pfeiffer, number 30, and a pretty decent gain just to get the clock running.
Yeah, right out of the gate, right up the gut there for about 5-yard gain there, right for the start off the game there.
Well, as we understand it, he is going to be a workhorse in the back. Then he'll turn around and play some defense for the Mingus Marauders. We'll give him a good solid 4 on his first carry of the game, and the option is kept by the Mingus Marauders. He breaks a tackle into the open. Go the Marauders. He's at the 40. He's at the 30. He could go all the way. 10, 5, one man to beat. Tackled in the end zone for the Mingus Marauders.
Wow, that was Upham right there, just keeping it right up the gut. Made a couple nice moves right past the second level there, the lineman, and made the linebackers miss, and he was pretty much home free after that.
75-yard touchdown scamper on the second play of the game, and welcome to Mingus Marauder football.
That's one way to get your offense excited and get the game rolling.
Trey Myers will come in to kick the extra point for the Marauders, and Upham will rest while he will be holding. How about that? There's the snap, high snap, kick is down and blocked. So the extra point will be blocked out there by Cactus Shadows. The Falcons redeem themselves at least by a point. All right, so Mingus on the board quickly, 11-17 left to go. Mingus up 6-0. We'll return to Mingus Union High School right after this.
Our whole team is here to help you get the most out of each workout.
Here at the Cottonwood Recreation Center.
Back here at Mingus Union High School, well, here's the kickoff as Myers will put this one down to about the 5-yard line, returned by the Falcons, number 23, scampering to the outside. He's got a lane, and Mingus will finally catch him, but not before he crosses midfield and gets to the Mingus 42-yard line. That was number 23, Matt Sill, on the return, a senior, 5'10", 180 pounds.
Yeah, a couple of Marauders were able to get down there, but a few missed tackles, and he was able to bounce it out to the sideline and get all the way down. It looks like to about the 42-yard line.
Well, it's going to sit right on the hash, and this is where the Falcons will start out here today. Andrew Young in the shotgun. He's got a man in motion, and he'll look and hand it off to the first back through, tries to cut through on the left-hand side, and Mingus kind of stuffs that one up pretty quick. That was Marchica. That was their big running back.
Nice little tackle there by number 21, Pete Kelly, the senior linebacker, as we talked about. He led the team in solo attacks last year, 73 on the year.
Mingus will line up defensively out here. On the line, we've got Trevor Galloway at one defensive end, Josh Skelf at the other. Jordan Vincent will be the starting nose guard, and they're going to try it right up the middle. Not a lot of room, and our first flag of the year.
Yeah, it looks like a couple guys got tripped up there, and there's a little bit of a gap for him to run through, and he was able to get through, but that flag came flying in really quick.
Well, I'm showing...
Looks like it's going to be holding.
Yep, I'm thinking it is holding. We got that little arm hold there, and they're pointing in the Falcons' position to write it off, or mark it off, but it appears as though they're going to mark it off from the line of scrimmage. That'll be an interesting part. I'm not exactly sure. No, it was almost toward the end of the run where they marked it off. So it will now be 2nd down and 13 for the Falcons. All right, in a pro set come the Falcons. One receiver to the right, and it looks like he's trying to pass. Andrew Young is being flushed out of the pocket and ends up having to throw it low, and it does not look like it was a reception. Tried to pass it, out there to Carlo Poletti, is a receiver actually out of the backfield trying to come all the way across the field.
Yeah, a little play action there, faked the run and rolled out to his right, and right from the snap, number 5, Isaac Romero was on him and kind of forced him to put that ball in a place that he didn't necessarily want to put it there, but that was all due to the pressure by number 5, Romero.
Well, Romero was very good at it last season. He will start and pick up right where he left off. That's exactly what we want from the young man. 3rd and 13 now for the Falcons. 3 trips to the right, and a handoff, a draw play goes to Marchica, who does get tripped up out there, and we lose a helmet on the play too. And so getting out there, that's Cole Phelps making the tackle, the starting middle linebacker for the Mingus Marauders. But when you lose your helmet, you got to come off the field.
Yeah, that he came flying through the line there and put it on the ground, grabbed the ankles, and was able to pull him down. Unfortunately, lost his helmet, so as you mentioned, he's going to have to come out for one play.
That's when you put the duct tape on the chin strap and make it tighter. Oh, my goodness, they are setting up for a field goal attempt out here, number 88. And they put it down. The ball is on the 48-yard line. It'll be short. Wow. Oh, my goodness. They actually tried a 58-yard field goal attempt in high school football, and Brandon Long actually put the ball in the air a good solid 42 yards, but short. That gives Mingus great field position to start.
Great field position. You're not expecting that, especially on your first offensive drive of the game. But as you mentioned, if they were maybe up a little, another 20, 25 yards, that might have been in. But a 58-yard field goal there, it's kind of tough.
Wow, that's even hard to put down, a 58-yard field goal attempt. I'm not even sure you try that in Mile High Stadium very often, you know what I mean? Wow. All right. So Mingus will get the ball. They scored in 2 plays the last time they had the ball. Let's see what they get to do with it here. Jordan Upham over center, and the ball will come to the near-hand side. There is nothing there, and Tristan Clark takes a good shot, pops right up.
Yeah, it was a pitch out to the right-hand side, and Clark tried making a little move, cutting it back inside, but the defender on the outside there was able to prevent him from doing that and was able to ring it in for a loss.
Well, I got to correct myself here as Clark actually gets nothing on the gain. The field goal attempt did go in and through the end zone, so they started the ball at the 20. So that's where Mingus has taken over, and they are still just inches from it. Upham, one man in the backfield, takes the snap, fakes it, goes to the outside, gets one man to miss, needs a block, gets it. He's got the first down and so much more out to the 39-yard line. So Upham with 2 carries is rapidly approaching 100 yards in this game.
Yeah, he pulled it. Nice fake there, kind of drew the defense to the inside of the field. And once he pulled it, he got 2 really nice blocks from his offense, helping him out there for a nice little gain.
Well, he'll pick up 17 yards on that carry, so he's got 2 carries, 92 yards. How about that for an average?
Not a bad start.
In the wing, once again, are the Marauders. Man in motion, and first man through, no. Second man through, and that one didn't work quite as well. Good fake out there for the Mingus Marauders, and the handoff coming to the other side, and does not gain anything. In fact, might lose one. Number 18, I believe, on the carry for the Marauders.
Yeah, the Falcons' defensive line was able to get through and really stop Clark there for not much of a gain.
I think that was
a
Ruiz.
Loss of a yard.
Wasn't that Ruiz, number 16 out there?
Yeah, that was number 16, Ruiz.
Ruiz.
We'll get the hang of it.
One loses one, and the screen is set, and it's caught behind the line of scrimmage. He makes one man miss. Looks like it's Clark shimming out there, but he will try to, no, actually that was Ruiz as well, so he'll get the reception, but no yards on the reception as the result of the play.
No, you know what, he did what he could. That play wasn't really going anywhere from the beginning, but he made one man miss and got back what he could.
The Falcons, number 54, Troy Ralston.
Well, coming back up, a 3rd down, now 3rd and 12. Mingus scored in their first 2 plays and have gone backward since that point, but it is early in the game for the Mingus Marauders. Man in motion, And it looks like it is going to be a pitch. We've got a blocker to the outside. He's got one man to beat. Tristan Clark gets the corner, picks up the first down. What an incredible job, and what an incredible job blocking in front of him. For the Mingus Marauders, that was a Curso with the lead block, and he can be, not to quote a bad movie or an old movie, he can be my wingman at any time. That was a great lead block out there. Gave Clark just enough time to get that corner and the first down.
Yeah, he got one nice little block, and then once he was done with that guy, tried moving on to the next and was able to thrust Clark forward.
15 yards on the carry. Mingus gets a new set of downs, and Upham's looking to throw, puts the ball up. He's got number 32 in the open, and it comes down. He can't quite connect with Carson Anderson. Talked to Coach a little bit, and he was telling me that Carson Anderson is going to be a weapon for the Marauders. Now, something I love, that pass was open. We just didn't quite get it connected. And Upham threw that ball downfield a good solid 35, 40 yards in the air.
Yeah, just outside of the reach. He's either catching it or nobody is, so that's what you want. And, that's what the Marauders are going to be doing here throughout the season, trying to draw the defensive back a little bit to open up the running game.
Back in the wing, Clark in motion. First man through, gets it, and almost frees himself. A great play out there. Number 44, Connor Music, making the tackle. And interesting, all of a sudden you had emerging through the whole mess was Pfeiffer. And I'm not exactly sure where he came through, but that means that there was a wonderful trap block in that.
Yeah, now here you go, the Marauders on the other side of the 50 now, looking to make some noise. Third down.
Man in motion once again. First back through. No, it's going to be a pitch. And the pitch does not go well. And what about the late hit? Ouch. Tristan Clark jumps on it and gets a little extracurricular from a Falcon. No flag. So it will now be a long fourth down. Midfield, the line of scrimmage is now the 46-yard line for the Mingus Marauders, who lead this one in the fourth quarter. A check of the Cottonwood Park and Rec scoreboard is 6-0 Mingus. And a quick kick is in order. Mingus does that a lot. Number 12 drops it, and then will get covered up immediately by Ruiz. It can't quite get away. Dropped it for a moment was Mike Maloney, one of the receivers and return man for the Falcons, and Ruiz down fast on special teams to make the tackle.
He dropped that. He dropped the kick, and you could just see him once he picked it up. Ruiz was right on top of him. Great job there by Ruiz, and actually Clark was down there as well to kind of put that extra pressure on him after the return man lays it on the ground.
If Mingus have something, it is speed.
Yeah,
I will tell you that.
And speed is what you need, especially if you're not the biggest team out there on the field. Speed, you can do whatever you need with the speed, and for a rushing team like that, they need it.
Tyler Kelly out there playing safety for the Mingus Marauders, and the handoff will go to the sweep to the far side, and he just strings it out, but still picks up some north and south yardage is Antonio Marchica.
Yeah, Marchica right there. As we can already see here early on, that's their go-to guy, especially with a new quarterback under center there. So he's going to be their guy to watch, and you got to know the Mingus defense is aware of that, and they're going to be keen on him all game.
Well, he's got 3 carries and 3 touches so far for 12 yards. I think he's accustomed to a little bit better than that as an average last year. Spread formation against the Marauders, one back in the backfield, and it is Marchica who is dangerous, and they're going to hand it to him. He shimmies his way through, finds a hole, and picks up the first down, and making a tackle out there, really by a shoelace, is number 20. That's Pfeiffer making the tackle.
31 on the run there, and that made a nice little cut to his left right when he got to the offensive line, and that put him enough for a first down there, and he had a nice little gain there. Again, he had that cut right from the get-go when he got through the line.
Well, the draw play helps, because how do you defend that? You really don't know where the hole is, so you don't really know where it's going. Handoff again. Marchica will pick it up, and now he's got some open space. Mingus able to drive him out of bounds. And Tyler Kelly drives him into the Gatorade. And I'm not sure if there was a referee that did not throw his flag.
They came in right after that. It was kind of hard to see from down here, but shoved Marchica right into the water.
Well, we can take a look at the replay. He picks up 27 on it, gets to the outside. Mingus finds themselves well blocked, and Kelly drives him there. Oh, and drives him out of bounds, maybe just a tad far. You know what? I do have a question for you. Had he not hit the table, and that hurts.
Yeah.
Had he not hit the table and we lost all the Gatorade, I wonder if all the flags would have come out.
Yeah, you see water flying up everywhere, tables falling. It kind of makes a little bit more noise and catches the eyes of those umps.
It does. He rode him out of bounds farther than he needed to. Absolutely, no doubt about it. And he's right. And whoa, up the middle will get shut down by the Mingus Marauders. A host of Marauders in there making tackles.
Yeah, that was Cole Phelps, middle linebacker, stopping number 31, the running back for the Falcons. Got some nice pressure through the line and was right there to meet him right at about the line of scrimmage.
31 is Peyton Keene with his first carry. So we're going to get him on the scoreboard. He'll pick up one. They'll credit him with one after the 15-yard penalty. And there's the snap. Marchica back in. I'm glad to see the young man is okay. And whoa,
Marauder has the ball.
Mingus is jumping up and down. Who came up with that ball? I believe it was 5, was it not?
Yeah, that was Romero, number 5, Isaac Romero. That was one of those, big pile, and he just comes walking right out of the pile with the football.
Okay, check this out. He runs away, and all the Marauders have to chase him to congratulate him. So Marchica comes with the ball. He's got great possession there. Romero comes with the strip and literally just takes it away from him while he is standing. Goes down right there at the 28-yard line. So that's where Mingus will take off. But what I loved, he sprinted to the sideline and all the rest of his defense had to sprint with him to catch him to congratulate him.
Yeah, he's excited. Romero had a textbook strip there. As you could see, the gang tackle by the Marauders allowed him to do that. Marchica was stopped and Romero could just rip it right out of his hands.
Yep, 2-second rule. If you cannot make further progress, get down.
Mm-hmm.
All right, a quick run up the middle by Pfeiffer, and he'll pick up just a couple yards. We'll give him credit for 2 out there. So Romero picks up the first defensive stat of the 2015 season.
We've already called his name a couple times as the strong side linebacker. He's going to see a lot of action. And you can see what the Marauders defense is doing. They're really focusing on getting that pressure given the fact that this is a run-heavy team and they got as we mentioned, a new quarterback under center.
Well, let's see. Pfeiffer has 3 carries so far, and it looks like he'll get another one up the middle.
That's Upham.
Nope, that's Upham. Pfeiffer was out there, but he was the decoy. When the decoy and the runner both get to the same yard line, that means it would have worked either way, right?
Yeah, that little read right there for Upham is really causing some havoc here early for the Falcons defense.
It is hard to defend. And now we've got a flag. That one will probably go as a motion penalty against the Mingus Marauders.
And as we mentioned in the pregame, Upham last season, he was one of the top rushers for the Marauders with 573 rushing yards. That was all, of course, to go along with 707 passing yards, but that's the threat. That's the key there for a quarterback running this type of offense is you have to be able to pull the ball and run. And as we saw the second play of the game, that's what he did with a 75-yard touchdown run.
3rd and 7 now for the Mingus Marauders. By the way, you can listen on your phone now. Powered by Pond Palace. Go to myradioplace.com and follow the details how you can do that. Wide open, down passes the pass from Upham to, let's see, catching number 20 out there, which is a Curso. And they will pick up the 7 and then some. And then some. Give him 21 yards on the reception, and that is the biggest pass play for the Mingus Marauders so far this season. I know it's first quarter, okay? All right, but it sounded good, right?
Yeah, Upham right there rolling out to his right as we can see here on the replay. He rolls out to his right, and Accurso's just kind of sitting there on the right side of the field near the numbers, and Upham was able to find him for a nice pickup there as they're about at midfield now.
Just over midfield it is, and first back through gets the ball and fighting. And the Mingus Marauder offensive line continue to push even when he gets his momentum stopped up there. And getting in there. Nathan Jones probably gets the running back another yard or so with the assist. How about that? We'll call it the assist from behind.
Yeah, that was Pfeiffer on the carry there up the middle.
That's his 4th carry in the game, and his 2nd for 6 yards. In fact, he's got 4 carries, 18 yards. Not a bad average. Back to the line of scrimmage in the double wing, and bouncing to the outside is Upham. Using his speed, he needs to get a block and doesn't quite get it, but still sheds the tackle and gets out of bounds on his own. And we'll get 12 yards on the carry, and the ball is going to be down. Ooh, no, not quite 12. We'll give him 10 yards on the carry, and the ball will be at the 32-yard line. Timeout Falcons with 1:59 left to go. We'll check the Cottonwood Rec Center scoreboard. It says Mingus 6. Missed an extra point after the touchdown. 2nd play of the game, we got that one. Falcons visiting Cactus Shadow 0. We'll return to Mingus Union High School after this.
Cheerleading, tumbling, gymnastics.
We are Flip City Gym.
We have classes for boys and girls of all ages and skill levels.
Flip City Gym offers competitive co-ed cheerleading with world champion coaches.
Ask about tumbling and gymnastics.
Or our health and fitness-based academic preschool.
The only one of its kind in northern Arizona.
Enjoy open gym Fridays and Saturdays. Stop by for your free class or find out more at flipcitygym.org.
Back here at Mingus Union High School, hey, you can watch this game on Verde Valley Television. That's Cable 1, Channel 56, and Sudden Link, Channel 2. We also want to welcome Flip City Gym as one of our sponsors this year. Mingus with the ball up the middle and still scampering for the first down and more. Out there on the carry is Pete Kelly, his first carry of the year.
Yeah, nice little hole there creating for Pete Kelly by the offensive line, as right out of the gate we're already seeing the game plan here early in the first quarter by the Marauders is run first, and we see Upham making some plays early on with his legs right before the timeout was called. A lot of pressure up the middle from the Falcons. Upham pulled the ball and was able to run out to his left down the sideline for a nice pickup, and then right there we had Kelly.
Revitalized inside for the Mingus Marauders. Charles Hardy moves to the left guard. Nathan Jones at the left tackle position for the Mingus Marauders, or right tackle rather. And a little inside out misdirection, and Mingus will score from 19 yards out. Is Tristan Clark with his first points of the season. Mingus, there goes the cannon. It was about 45 seconds late the first time. There goes the cannon. And Mingus is now up by a score of 12-0. Let's check the replay. And it was wide open with the misdirection play. Great job as Mingus set this up. And whoops, defensive end is too far downfield. The linebacker's never going to catch it. The safety got pulled up on the first fake. And Tristan Clark scampers in 19 yards for the touchdown.
A really, really nice block there by number 20, Anthony Accurso, to kind of spring that play for Clark.
And flags will fly before we get the extra point attempt. So Trey Myers is yet to put his name in the record books for scoring for the Marauders. And I wonder if they're going to back this up. They are going to back it up and make it a more difficult extra point attempt. So the ball will sit on the 8-ish yard line. Ish. Is that appropriate? Ish?
8-ish.
8-ish.
You know, early on here, we're seeing some really nice blocks by the Marauders offense. We saw one here to kind of spring Upham with that nice touchdown run, second play of the game. And then number 20 with a nice block to spring Clark into the end zone.
And Mingus is going to go for two, and Upham is, violently sacked on the attempt. Woo, and Upham jumps up quickly.
Yeah, he just kind of bear hugged him there and lifted him up and slammed him down onto the ground. We got a replay here, as you can see.
Ouch.
Right onto the ground.
Great wrestling move, but a little dangerous on the football field. Hey, Mingus is up 12-0. So far, we haven't gotten the extra points yet, but we'll take the 12, 1:18 left to go. We'll return to Mingus Union High School right after this.
Chrysler Dodge Jeep, we believe everyone deserves to drive a nicer, newer car today.
Hi, I'm Matt Oxendale. Other dealers will tell you how great they are, but at Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep, our customers do the talking for us. Hi, Denise.
I just recently purchased my 4th vehicle from Oxendale. It's a 2010 Kia Soul, and I love it. And the reason I continue to come here after all these years is because not only do they have wonderful service, they treat you very professional.
Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep, a dealer for the people.
All right, the punt or kickoff goes deep and then mishandled by the Falcons, and it wanders, bounces into the end zone, and right away the referee marks that as a touchback, so the Falcons will be grounded so far and put the ball on the 20. Taking a look at what they have done so far in this game, so far it has been on the ground, and it's been the Marchica story, 45 yards and 6 carries.
Yeah, real quick here while we have a break, we want to thank a couple sponsors: John Graves Propane, Common Folks giving uncommon service, and Cottonwood Motorsports, Polaris ATVs, and Victory Motorcycles.
Ooh, they're going to be out at Thunder Valley Rally. I know they're sponsoring that one coming up September 19th. Young goes to the air, overthrows his man, and out there playing safety for the Mingus Marauders is Tyler Kelly. His eyeballs, you know, you played defense in high school, right? When that ball went up, how big do your eyeballs get?
Oh, you know, if there's no one around you, they get really big, especially. It just kind of, you start shaking a little bit, your hands, don't drop it. But, you know, at that point, we saw the first little glimpse of this new quarterback for the Falcons.
Yep, that was so far has been it. The Mingus Marauders have been able to stop everything. That is only the second time that the quarterback has not handed the ball off. Falcons, empty backfield. They go spread, 5 in the spread. Young is looking to run, and he will be sacked. The first Mingus Marauder sack of the season. Romero and Galloway will get credit for half of the sack out there.
Yeah, Pete Kelly was in there first and dove to try and get the feet of the quarterback there, knock him off balance, and that created some havoc for a couple other guys on the defense to get in and kind of make that sack there for the first one of this 2015 season.
3rd and 11 out here for the Falcons. Ball at the 19-yard line. They'll come back up. They'll go trips to the right, one to the left. Try to spread out the Mingus Marauder defense. And they'll hand off in the, oh my goodness, somehow he got out of the grips. Out there is number 30. What an incredible effort for Hayden Rummel. He was actually hit in the backfield, Kyle, 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage?
6 yards back, yeah, it looks like that was Romero there kind of making some noise and getting, you know, if you can knock the running back, off balance a little bit and you have the rest of the defense sprinting to the ball, you're going to see good things, especially if you can make that first contact behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, it is 4th and, oh goodness, we'll call it 9.5. And the quarter has come to an end. And I believe we're going to have cheerleaders. We do. We have cheerleaders in the stands. It could be an Arizona Smile fan cam. I said it right this time. Alert. We'll tell you more about it when we turn to Mingus Union High School after this.
Their sponsorships.
You'll get more miles for your money at Reese's Tire and Automotive Tire Pros. It starts with matching the right tire for you, your vehicle, and driving habits. And continues with expert brake, alignment, and warranty services to extend the life and performance of your vehicle. And to serve you better, we now offer King Cobra custom exhaust systems. Find out more about our nationwide warranty at Reese'sTire.com.
Digitel, a Verizon premium wireless retailer. Come in today and get on America's largest, most reliable wireless network. Get unlimited nationwide talk and text and devices from all the hottest manufacturers. Find Digitel, your local Verizon premium wireless retailer, in the Flagstaff Mall, in Cottonwood at 960 South Main Street, in Payson at 401 North Beeline Highway, Prescott Valley at Glassford Hill Marketplace, and in Prescott with locations in the Prescott Gateway Mall, and the shops at Prescott Gateway.
High School. Let's see. Tyler Caniga with the punt, and a great punt it was. From the 19-yard line, it was fair caught by Tristan Clark at the Mingus Marauder 47-yard line. So that'll be the starting spot for drive number 4 for the Mingus Marauders. They've scored twice. Upham, second play of the game, 75-yard scamper. Tristan Clark, a 19-yard misdirection as we start the second quarter. And the Cottonwood Parks and Rec scoreboard says Mingus 12, Falcons 0. Clark goes in motion once again. Upham looking to throw the ball. He's got plenty of time. He has got a man out there and catching the ball and going all the way the distance is Tristan Clark for his second touchdown of the game. He had 4 last season, and as a senior, he's got 2 already in the first half.
What a beautiful pass there by Upham, and Tristan Clark beating the defenders out in the back half of the defense and was just perfectly in stride there as we watch the replay. All grass there for Tristan Clark, untouched into the end zone. As you mentioned, 2 touchdowns for him tonight. And Mingus Marauders here early on. Of course, we're 11:41 left, just getting started in the second quarter here. But you got to like the way the Marauders are moving the offense.
I like the scoreboard, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, if that has to say anything, huh?
Yeah, no kidding. Second quarter, and Mingus is starting to control this game out here today. Going for, well, they're going to go for 2 because they missed an extra point and missed a 2-point conversion. And it looks like Upham's going to keep it himself. He plays pinball and goes down. 18 Ruiz had the ball out there. Still knocked around like a pinball.
Yeah, stood up right when he hit the line there by the Falcons defensive line, and nice play there. But still looking at a nice lead, 12-0 for the Marauders.
Well, I had told you.
18-0. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 18-0. Yep. So far, the extra point game hasn't been great. I told you that we would have an Arizona Smile Designers Smile Cam alert. And there we go, our first of the season. We're going to try to mix this into our season. So if you are watching, what we're going to do is we're going to try to get spots during the course of the year and get you guys all excited on the Arizona Smile Designers Cam here for the home games at Mingus Union High School. We want to thank them, and of course you're going to find them on Willard Street, and new patients are welcome at Arizona Smile Designers. Smile big, smile bright, and Mingus with the kickoff. Falcons with the return, and a decent return, a good tackle, and it gets back to about the 25-yard line.
Yeah, that was number 3 for Cactus Shadows, Matt Sill, 5'10", 180 there. And nice job by the Marauders getting downfield. And we got some, what's this noise up here in front of us?
Now, see, that's what we need for the Smile Designers Cam. So we've got to get okay, now we understand how to do it. You throw stuff into the crowd, and that's how you get them all pumped.
Apparently
right?
people love free stuff. Who would have thought?
Okay. All right, you're just picking up on that, all right? All right. Okay, we're learning about Kyle here.
Run up the middle for Cactus Shadows, not much doing. Nice pressure there by the defensive line of the Mingus Marauders.
18-0 is the score, and so far I was actually glancing to find out what kind of yardage we had here. We had 2 attempts throwing the ball for Andrew Young. He's 0 for 2. And so far, they have had 45 yards, now 47 yards on the ground for the Falcons, the visiting Cactus Shadows team. They were 3-7 last year with a real tough schedule. They're going to try it up the middle once again, bouncing off tackles, and a good effort out there.
Oh, he lost 31, the ball.
And he came down, and he did lose the ball, and they're giving it to Mingus. They are giving it to Mingus. Running the ball was Peyton Keene, and he had just picked up, 6 yards on the carry, and then the second turnover of the game.
Yeah, here, if you look at the replay, you can see what he's trying to do. He's keeping those feet moving, and the Marauders just keep coming and are able to get that ball out. He's trying to keep those feet moving to gain some extra yards after contact, and it just, the Marauders gang tackling once again and creating a nice turnover.
Looked like Romero was in on stripping that once again. He already has a fumble recovery, a strip, a cause, and a recovery already in this game. Mingus will take over possession at the 33-yard line of the Falcons.
Big turnover there, getting them nice field position. Upham's going to keep the ball and untouched up the middle for another Marauders touchdown with 10:41 left here in the second quarter.
Holy cow, 34 more yards, and just like that, the young man from Mingus Union High School is up over 100 yards. 34 yards for another touchdown. It's his second touchdown, and the keeper works out well. He's got 132 yards on 4 carries.
Blocking right there for the Marauders as Upham made one guy miss, and the rest of that, he was just a huge hole in the middle of the field.
10:39 the score. Mingus will score again. First kicking attempt for Meyer on the year that is not blocked, and it goes through. Mingus gets 7. We'll return to Mingus Union High School. 10:39 left to go. Mingus up 25-0 over the Falcons. We'll return after this.
Pond Palace offers a wide selection of jewelry, electronics, musical instruments, firearms, and much more. And if you need money for that unforeseen financial burden, Tanner, Natalie, or Rob can get you a loan using your valuable items and collectibles. Scrap gold, silver, jewelry, guns, and electronics are all accepted. Visit Pond Palace on Calvary Way at 89A in the Dome Building, open 6 days a week, and online at pondpalaceaz.com.
Here, Mingus Union High School. Wow, how about that? First half action, and Mingus up 25-0, getting lots of kickoff practice. Ball all the way down to the 2-yard line. Falcons will bring it back, and up the middle he goes. Number 23 on the scamper, one man to beat, and a great open field tackle out there by Accurso, and saves the touchdown run. The return was phenomenal at that by Matt Sill. I wonder if they should hand it off to him in the backfield too.
That's a couple, that's I believe his second nice return there, right up the gut.
Skelth, by the way, is the one that recovered the fumble for the Mingus Marauders that set up the one-play touchdown for Mingus, just that last drive. Falcons with the ball at the 44-yard line. Out of the shotgun goes Young. Puts the ball up. It is a first reception of the game going out to number 88. So that's Brandon Long, who tried a 58-yard field goal earlier. Holy cow for the Falcons. He gets the reception for 6 yards out here.
Tackle on the play, number 4, Cole Phelps.
I have you know what? You might want to just write that down or record it. I have a feeling you're going to be saying a lot of that this year. I don't know. I'm just saying. Back in a kind of a pistol out here. They're going to give it to Machado.
To number 5.
And he's going to pick up just a couple of more. Marchica with his 8th carry of the game. He'll only pick up 2 more. And he's got 49 yards, respectable for on 8 carries out there.
If you look at Marchica, he's really not a big back, but just one of those guys that, for whatever reason it is, keeps the ball, keeps his feet moving, and is just extremely difficult to take down, as we saw him move the pile there.
Up the middle goes Peyton, and I'm glad they give the ball back to him. He lost the ball the last time he had it, and gives it up. Number 31 up the middle, picks up a first down as Peyton Keene. And coach showing some confidence in the young man. Give the ball back to him. Get the kid back on the horse as soon as possible.
Especially early on in the season, the last thing you want to do is game one, have a guy, especially if he's going to be your number 2 back, lose the football early, put it on the grass, and just have that messing with his head. The best way to get over that is give him the ball right back the next series.
Well, he'll pick up a second first down for the Falcons in the game. Oh, there's movement. They caught it. Quarterback's going to keep it himself. Actually, they were in a wildcat. Marchica gets tackled, but it's going to go for naught. I wonder if Mingus wants to decline the penalty with no gain on it. Or maybe there was no penalty.
I don't know if I see a flag out there.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I saw the motion.
Yeah.
I expected they were going to see the motion. Okay. In the backfield, the anticipating running back had leaned forward about 6 inches and was on his toes.
Right now he's in the huddle and he's like, whew, I don't think they saw it, guys. We're okay.
Oh. Man, I swear I thought it was
I
on one.
moved.
I thought it was on one. What do you mean it was on two? All right, back to the line. 2nd and 10 with the 42-yard line. 8:09 left to go in the first half. Mingus up 25-0. And there's the flag. It was just 82 seconds late. And a delay of game foul. By the way, that is only our 3rd penalty of the game. Are you aware of that?
Delay of game. Cactus Shadows must have been waiting for that flag. Are you guys sure we didn't jump early there?
Could have sworn we did. It has been a long time since I have seen Mingus match up with Cactus Shadows really in anything, in any sport. Usually it's more like baseball, basketball, but I haven't seen them match up with Cactus Shadows in quite some time. Football. And there's a lot of respect and love between these two organizations. Out of the pistol, Martika gets the ball. He will run into a sea of red, and he'll gain some of the yardage back. We'll have to give him 2, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and long situation for the Falcons.
We'd like to thank Oxendale, Dodge, Chrysler, and Jeep, your dealer for the people, and Susie Q Market, your first stop for road trips.
By the way, Oxendale's going to be doing our halftime report. You knew that,
Oh,
right?
how appropriate.
Yeah, we're going to get Travis Reed up here, find out what's going on, talk a little football. We'll have all your stats. Out of the shotgun, cornerback, hit, almost sacked, hit again, almost sacked, hit again, and sacked. Romero in an extra push out there. Romero will get the sack, but it took 3 tries. And that will be a deep sack, too.
Romero just kept coming. He missed the initial one. As we look at the replay right here, he missed that one, but he just keeps chugging along and able to wrap him up and take him down for a sack.
Okay, well, Romero got the sack, but I've got to tell you that it was Cole Phelps that gave him the sack because he took away the running lane by coming up to take away that outside area for Young. So he should get credit. He won't because Romero made the sack himself, but he should get credit for all that help. 2nd sack of the game, and the punt is up. Mingus is going to let this one bounce. Stay away from it. It is poison. And they're going to down it right at the 11-yard line, where we're going to take a break while Mingus will get the offense back on the field. You know what? The offense is coming on the field quickly. We may have to leave it right here. And by the way, that is the 2nd sack in the game for the Mingus Marauders. So far, quarterback Andrew Young is 1 for 3, 6 yards. He's been sacked twice for 9 yards.
Sacked twice for 9 yards right there. That's all attests to the defense getting pressure. And you know, with a young quarterback, that's what you want to do. Try to rattle him, get that pressure, and make him do things that he's not one to do from the beginning.
7:05 left to go. Mingus will take over for another possession here in the second half. First back through at ankle tackle will bring him down. Big number 77 out there making the tackle on, looks like, who was running the ball? Was that Phelps? No, that was Ruiz, wasn't it?
It was number 18, Ruiz.
Ruiz will get his next handoff.
By number 77, Nicholas Coleman.
And Nicholas Coleman picks up the tackle. 6 foot, 225 pounds. They're right there on the line. Coach Young said this Cactus Shadow Squad was big. And they are definitely big. Mingus, hand up the middle, open space. Ruiz has a place to run. And a great gain out there for the Mingus Marauders. As he'll pick up the first down, moving the ball from the 15 out to just short of the 35, we'll call it the 34-yard line. Great blocking. He had all sorts of green.
Just getting right through that hole. That was nothing but straight up the gut from the beginning, and a nice pickup there. And you got to like what you're seeing out of the Mingus Marauders offensive line.
Well, Mingus is starting to spread out a little bit of love. Tristan Clark has 2 touchdowns here in the first half. 6:04 left to go in the first half. Ruiz now getting some touches. Upham has kept the ball several times. He's got a couple of touchdowns, and this one's going for naught as it is covered well out there. Ruiz will be tackled for a loss on that one. Looked like number 44. Is that who you caught, Connor Music?
Yeah, just looking at Ruiz, as a sophomore last year, rushing, he averaged 8 yards a carry, not 2, but he was one of the biggest things looking here that we even talked about early on is that we had a lot of depth at a lot of the positions. And I think that's one thing that's really going to carry this Marauders offense and defense really is that depth. I mean, spreading the love, as you mentioned, so many weapons makes it difficult for a defense.
Out of the wing, little misdirection. Accurso coming the other way, had one man to beat, a saving tackle out there, number 12. And that is Mike Mahoney. Turns around and plays a wide receiver position, cornerback on the defensive side. And looks like Accurso will pick up a good solid 6 yards off of that. But it will bring down 3rd and 7 for the Mingus Marauders. Second half starting to wind down on the Falcons. Mingus 25, Falcons 0, 4:44 on the clock here in the first half. Upham with the ball, looking for somewhere to throw. He's got a tuck and run, and he'll make positive yardage out of that. Great pressure by the Cactus Shadow squad, and that will bring up a 4th down scenario. That is the shortest run for Upham in the entire season.
It looked like there was nice pressure there by number 12, Mike Maloney, to kind of disrupt his run there as he's rolling out to the right-hand side. Maloney, a senior this year, 5'11", 195 for the Cactus Shadows.
And Upham will go back and pooch punt it. He'll get it over Maloney, and it'll bounce out of bounds at the 7-yard line. And a great punt by the Mingus Marauders. Let's take a quick break with 3:55 left to go here in the first half. We'll return to Mingus Union High School after this.
You'll get more miles for your money at Reese's Tire and Automotive Tire Pros. It starts with matching the right tire for you, your vehicle, and driving habits. And continues with expert brake, alignment, and warranty services to extend the life and performance of your vehicle. And to serve you better, we now offer King Cobra custom exhaust systems. Find out more about our nationwide warranty at reesestire.com.
Back here at Mingus Union High School, 3:46 left to go in the first half. And they put the ball on the ground once again in the hands of Antonio Marchica. This kid has got to be an absolute workhorse. So far, gains 2 tough yards. You've almost got to run it from that point at the 7-yard line. You don't have a lot of room behind you.
No, you don't. I mean, that's about the only call you have right there. But looking at that replay that we just showed for our watchers out there, Marchica basically ran into a wall of, say, 4 or 5 Marauders there, and that's what's kind of the story.
Trips to the right. He's in the end zone. Will he be tackled in the end zone? And yes, we get a safety. And it looks like Tyler Kelly blitzing from the safety position will put the first defensive score up on the board for the Mingus Marauders this year. And
coming off the edge.
Yep, he comes right off the edge, and he comes back as, we're going to give that twice. We've got Kelly and Kelly. It's the Kelly brothers.
It's the Kelly brothers.
Pete Kelly and Tyler Kelly. Well, you know what? We'll let them argue who gets what percentage of those 2 points, right?
Hey, one Kelly led the other Kelly to make the tackle. Basically,
yes.
That pressure from the outside really forced the quarterback back inside there for Kelly to come in and make that tackle for the touchback.
Safety on the board, yes. Safety on the board, and the ball was actually at about the 9-yard line, so that'll go for another 9-yard sack out there with the safety, and that puts, with 3:03 left to go, Mingus has leading 27-0, and Mingus should get excellent field position since they're going to kick off from the 20-yard line. Now, of course, they have the option to punt too, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they are going to put it down and kick off back to the Mingus Marauders. Now, Tyler Kelly's back there, and I imagine Tristan Clark is also back deep for the Marauders.
Yep, we got Kelly and Clark back there as Cactus Shadows lines up for the kickoff here.
They line it up. Here we go. Mingus will have another possession here. They could actually run the clock out here in the first half. Great kickoff. And it'll come down to Clark. Clark's got some room to run it back. It'll bring it back to the 45-yard line. Great field position once again.
You know, right when he catches the ball here, as we're watching the replay, he catches the ball and there's really nobody within 10 yards of him. So he's already got basically 10-yard gain there as we watch it. Catching it back down here, and look at all that room before he even gets to the Cactus Shadows coming down the field, and he's tackled, but a nice pickup there. And again for the Marauders offense, starting out with great field position.
Well, that's why they talk about trying to get the ball in the air, especially on those kicks. Mingus is going to keep it, in the air. Upham, pursued, brings it back down, gets around the corner, and gets out of bounds, gets something out of nothing. 2 positive yards out of a broken play and great coverage downfield by Cactus Shadows.
10, Jordan Upham,
Yeah, that was number 4 right there. Looks like Carlo Paoletti. Right here comes flying in, almost has Upham, but he's able to get past him and scamper out of bounds. So another pickup there for a couple of yards for the Marauders, making something happen. Upham out of nothing. But again, nice pressure there by the Cactus Shadows defense.
Well, he did that all season long. He really did. Did that all season long last year, and he's going to pick up right where he is the senior year for Upham over center. Puts a Curso in motion, and the pitch is going to go to him to the far side. He's got one man to beat. Where is the flag on that one now? Oh my goodness gracious, they get him out of bounds just past the 50. Earlier in this game, Tyler Kelly rode a Falcon out of bounds and they hit the Gatorade table. I told you how important the Gatorade table was. A Curso driven out of bounds into the bench. So contact stayed with that a little bit further. It's going to bring up 3rd down. No call on the play.
No, you know, those last 2, that one and then the one with the Marauders into the water table there, it's kind of tough because you got guys pushing the offensive player out of bounds and there's really no hit out of bounds. It's just following through until they hit something.
They try to do the screen to the near side. Instead, they're going to run up the middle and pick up a little bit, but it's still going to bring up 4th down for the Mingus Marauders just now into Falcon territory at the Mingus Marauder 51.
Yeah, it looks like the offense is out there still. We got here 2 minutes and 38 seconds left.
You didn't catch that, the Mingus Marauder 51? Wait, you didn't catch that?
No, I didn't catch that.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
I'm trying to look around this little wall I got here to see how much time we have left.
Got it, yes. Well, there's a timeout on the field. Mingus is going to give you a timeout so you can look around the wall. Kyle.
Oh, there we go, 2:38.
There we go, awesome. We'll take a timeout with them. We'll return to Mingus Union High School after this.
Since 1993, Rice Accounting has been assisting Verde Valley residents with their tax returns. A proud part of the National Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, Rice Accounting can prepare all state and federal returns. They can file electronically or prepare paper returns. They're open year-round to assist you with personal and business taxes, quarterlies, payroll, and account services.
Please come on in to Rice Accounting Jackson Hewitt Tax Service. We're open year-round for all of your taxing needs. Thank you.
Big 4th down situation out here for the Mingus Marauders. I'll tell you what, if they went over and got a Marauder burger, where Lewis Rice has been out here every year I can remember cooking Marauder burgers for sale for the crowd out here at Mingus Union High School, who also owns Jackson Hewitt Rice Accounting, okay? They would find out that they would go for it, and Upham's going to keep it, but he won't make it. And a good defensive stand for Cactus Shadows out there. Making a tackle, number 82 would be Logan Close. Logan Close. And he'll give his team possession. That'll be a turnover, and it'll be the 2nd time the Falcons are near Mingus Marauder territory.
Yeah, you know, now is the time here for Cactus Shadows to make something out of this drive going into the locker room with about 2:32 left. They're down 27-0. Mingus is leading. So, you know, you want to end on a high note here. You want to end the half with some points if you can, but just this is the time where you really want to try and figure out this offense, get it clicking. As we mentioned, you know, the Marauders have been getting that pressure to kind of stop them.
Mingus puts 7 on the line of scrimmage, and getting to the outside and scampering away is Marchica with his best gain of the second best gain of the day. He had one for 22 earlier. He's got 11 yards on that one.
Yeah, right there we see him the type of runner that he is. I mean, he's not afraid of contact. He's just going to bulldoze over whatever defender is there, and you know, if you're on the defense, you just try to hold on for the ride and bring him down.
Well, he's got 12 yards in the first half with 2:19 left to go, and they'll give them ball again. Find room up the middle. Another 7 yards for Marchica, and the ever-ready Bunny gets the ball again.
Yeah, another hard run there for Marchica. 2 back-to-back good runs. You can see here they're sticking with what works for them, and especially in the past. And the Marauders have to just keep pushing and getting pressure on this offense.
And they will hand it to him again, 3 plays in a row. And it is the Marchica story. It almost sounds like one of those 30 for 30s, huh?
It does. Yeah,
Marchica story. It's going to be close. I'm going to say that one might be ever so slightly short. And Cactus Shadows, not using a timeout, lines up right away. They go into a power I. First back through. And second back. The quarterback's going to keep it. And he's going to scamper and score. And the little trickery that could, off of a 3rd and short from the 30, turns into 6 points for the visiting Falcons. And you had made mention how important it was for them to try to get some momentum going. And a great handoff. Young actually earned that touchdown himself on his acting ability.
Yeah.
The fake was fantastic.
No doubt about it. 3 runs by Marchica, setting that one up. They fake the run up the middle. Young pulls it. He's got an option out to his right to pitch, and he just keeps it himself and runs right down the lane on the right-hand side for a touchdown.
Extra point,
and
good.
The extra point is good by Long, who tried a 58-yard field goal attempt earlier in the game. Here with 1:27 left to go on the Conwood Parks and Rec scoreboard. Mingus 27, Falcons 7 from Cactus Shadows. We'll be back after this.
Wake up and live Moss at your local Cottonwood Taco Bell. The next generation of breakfast is here. Introducing the Biscuit Taco, AM Crunch Wrap, Cinnabon Delights, and fresh brewed 100% Colombian coffee. Convenient hours, drive-through, and open late every night. Visit your local Taco Bell. Located on 89A and Cove Parkway in Cottonwood. Taco Bell. Live Moss.
Back here at the Cave at Mingus Union High School, and the Falcons are on the board just before halftime. Old Glory blowing against the kickoff, which is a pooch kick that goes out of bounds at about the 35-yard line, which is about where they're going to place it anyways, right?
Yeah, minute 24 left here, so it'll be interesting to see what the Mingus Marauders do. But as we mentioned, for Cactus Shadows, great field position to start that last drive, and they did what they had to do. 3 runs right up the gut with Marchica, getting them a first down and into Marauders territory. And then as we saw, you had Young, the new quarterback, faking up the middle like they were going back to Marchica, pulls it, and nothing but open space for the touchdown.
They're going to place the ball at the 37-yard line. A rather flag-free affair out here this evening. I remember 4 flags, I think 2 apiece on both squads. Mingus with the ball. 37-yard line. They go into a tight double wing. Second back through will get the ball as the flag comes out. And the flag comes out. I'm sorry, I believe I jinxed it. 4 yards on the carry, but it will not stand. It looks like an illegal procedure. And on the carry is Pfeiffer with the ball, and he will not get credit.
Red Dot Club sponsors include.
Whoops. Sorry about that.
Of course, a flag on that play, right after you mentioned 2 each.
Hey, we want to let you know, and we want to thank Northern Arizona Healthcare for sponsoring our injury report. And the good thing is with the injury report is there are not very many on it. There is one key, crucial young man who is a freshman that did not actually get to play. And Chaz Taylor, with a knee injury and knee surgery in the offseason, has kept him out for his freshman year. But watch for that young man coming back for his sophomore year. In fact, there's a couple of injured freshmen that are not playing this year that will be back. Mingus with the ball up the middle, using some clock. And we'll take the ball. Upham will keep it and get the ball back to about the 30-yard line.
Looked like that was number 82, Logan Kloss, on the tackle there for the Falcons.
And while there was supposed to be a hole there, there was for a moment. And a timeout on the field. Falcons with 47 seconds take a timeout with a second and long situation for the Mingus Marauders. I wonder why. 47 seconds left in the half. And second and long, they've only got one more timeout. Mingus could pretty much, even if they don't move the ball again, almost eat up everything. Maybe they're playing for a kick return. I don't know. A punt return possibly?
Yeah, you know, they might be kind of utilizing all their resources here as the first half's winding down.
Very true. And that includes their timeouts. We have them. We shall use them, right?
Why not, right? You got them.
That's true.
I mean, they have ideally they would like to get the ball back to kind of end the half, because we saw what they did last drive. But with 47 seconds, as you mentioned, you know, the Marauders could really, for the most part, run this clock down.
Oh, most assuredly. I think if you don't use all your timeouts in the first half, you should get at least like a half a timeout in the second. And the pitch attempt is out there with a lead block, and Mingus will break free. Tristan Clark has a shot and a first down and so much more. He cuts back inbounds and get down to the 35-yard line.
Tristan Clark, a nice little move there to kind of get by one defender on the outside, and he went on to gain another 25 yards after that move.
35 yards. Charles Rolson gets the tackle, and Mingus, with 33 seconds left to go, makes one man miss. There's a second, runs by him, almost gets out of the tackle of number 54, Rolson. And Upham is going to keep it himself. He dropped back like he was going to pass. He keeps it on the ground. Can he get out of bounds? And he does. Down to just inside the 20-yard line. Another 14 or 15 yards. 19 seconds left to go. And maybe Cactus Shadows shouldn't have called a timeout, because with that timeout, Mingus 2 plays later is in the red zone.
Yeah, it was a nice run there by Upham off of the great block by number 72, Jordan Tyler there, the 6'3", 220 junior.
We like the bigums. Upham gets behind that massive line. One man in the backfield, trips to the right. 19 seconds left to go. There's the snap, looking for somewhere to go. He's going to have to tuck, and he'll be sacked. And with the sack, Mingus will take a timeout with 13 seconds left to go. Holy cow. By the way, you can watch all the replays on Cable 1 Channel 56 this season and Suddenlink Channel 2 for times. Go to VertiValleyTV.com, VertiValleyTV.com. At the end of the game, we'll have our Digital Player of the Game. Oxendale halftime report is coming up 13 ticks from now, which could be 2 plays if you play it right?
Hey, Marauders making the most out of the time that they have.
Negative 2 yards for Upham. That's the first time he's gone backward as the sack. I'm not sure he wasn't intending on running that the whole time, even with trips to the right. But Mingus will come out of the timeout with the ball on the 24-yard line. Loss of 2. Looks like you got Pfeiffer in the backfield. Of course, Tristan Clark is a weapon. Upham comes back over, talks to coach. Did you say XY2 or XX? What did you say? What was the play? Upham comes in, says, Pfeiffer, just follow me, okay? And now we will have a penalty for a timeout. Okay, Cactus Shadows takes a timeout here. You know what I love about this is they understand the importance of radio time. They want to give us all the opportunities to get all our commercials in, right? But with 13 ticks on the clock, we will leave it here. As you get a view of the offensive coordinator for the Mingus Marauders, chatting things out with Upham and discussing what we're going to do in this particular play. Taking a look at some of the stats as we run through them, and we're going to go through our stats in the Oxendale halftime report, which is now still 13 ticks away. 13 carries on the game for Antonio Marchica. He's got 13 carries, 71 yards. He has definitely been the workhorse. 109 yards total in the game for Cactus Shadows in the first half. Mingus has definitely outdone them in just about every category so far.
Yeah, you know, really most of those yards for Marchico was there on the last scoring drive. He had, again, those 3 rushes right up the gut to set up the touchdown run by Young.
Trips to the right again with that tight end, and Mingus looks to hand it off, and Jordan Upham's going to make something out of nothing. He's going to make 6 out of nothing. 24-yard touchdown, 3rd touchdown in the game for Upham, and he stepped back. There goes the cannon. He was actually looking to throw that ball, and whoops, there was pressure that came in from the outside. I think it was Mahoney, and then just found a lane to the left side. And that is just so aggravating when you have the quarterback contained and he just finds a lane and an avenue. Tell you what makes the difference is when your line will continue to block after the play is busted.
You know, that's huge, especially with the mobile quarterback. I mean, you think he stopped behind the line of scrimmage, but he makes something out of nothing there. He pulls out 6 points, and again, blocking downfield is huge at that point. You might not know what's going on behind you, but you know you have a mobile quarterback that if he gets into trouble, he will be able to make something out of nothing.
So far, well, let's see, we had a delay of game penalty, which will make the extra point deeper out here for Meyer, who is 1 of 2 in the game. First one was blocked. 33-7, 3 ticks, 3 seconds left to go in the first half. Meyer set up for, and the extra point attempt. The snap was actually a ground ball to Upham, who goes to the far right side to get the 2-point conversion.
Again, broken play on the ground there with the snap. He picks it up, Upham, and just runs it into the right corner of the end zone.
3 seconds left to go in the game. In the first half. And how about that? Upham scores 8 points like that out of 2 broken plays.
Yeah, you know, utilizing that athletic ability of his Upham and, you know, having the ability to do that when you're holding the ball's on the ground with the snap, you pick it up, and having that ability to run it into the corner of the end zone, or even with the scoring play that he had just before that, being tackled almost in the backfield, moving around his feet and scampering for a touchdown. I mean, that's just, you can't speak enough about how valuable that is at the quarterback position.
35-7, that'll look in the stats, that'll look like an intentional 2-point conversion.
Worked out almost as smoothly as an intentional 2-point conversion.
Yep. Now and Mingus is just going to do a little pooch kick down the sideline, make sure that there is no real return, and the ball will go out of bounds right at about the 30-yard line. I think that's probably a wise idea.
Yeah, you know.
Make them do it from scrimmage.
Make them do it from scrimmage, especially the last couple of returns have been not great returns for Cactus Shadows, but, you know, you don't want to, the last thing you want to do with 3 seconds left on the clock heading into the locker room is give up a touchdown or a big chunk of yardage on the kick return.
Absolutely. 3 seconds left to go. You've got to break something, throw something way downfield, and it gives your defense an opportunity to go into the pre-prevent. You know, that's kind of a double nickel, right?
Yeah, the double nickel.
Nickel.
If you had to think of that, you know, I'm trying to picture what that would look like out there.
That means you put Steve McClanahan out at the nose guard and everybody else is back.
Everyone just back behind him.
Marchico will pick up 9 yards for the final play of the first half, and Cactus Shadows, coming up to visit the Mingus Marauders, find themselves trailing by 28. A look on the scoreboard from Cottonwood Rec Center. It is the Marauders, the home team, 35. Cactus Shadows, the Falcons, 7. The Oxendale halftime report is coming up right after this.
The Suzy Q Market is the most convenient stop for road trips, with 1,500 beverage selections and plenty of snacks. And save on Texaco fuel with your Safeway Rewards card. The Suzy Q drive-thru window is the most convenient way to pick up those essentials on the way home.
Road trips start here. With something for everyone.
At the Suzy Q Market. Remember, please shop local first.
Go Marauders!
Pond Palace offers a wide selection of jewelry, electronics, musical instruments, firearms, and much more. And if you need money for that unforeseen financial burden, Tanner, Natalie, or Rob can get you a loan using your valuable items and collectibles. Scrap gold, silver, jewelry, guns, and electronics are all accepted. Visit Pond Palace on Calvary Way at 89A in the Dome Building, open 6 days a week, and online at pondpalaceaz.com.
Taylor Waste has been voted the #1 residential garbage service 12 years in a row in Cottonwood and 8 years in a row in Sedona.
Why? Because Taylor Waste always offers dependable and efficient garbage service and clean, eco-friendly curbside recycling and positive customer service.
Taylor Waste offers a separate recycling container, and our recycling program is clean rather than commingled with garbage.
To start service, call your locally owned Taylor Waste, dedicated to providing service tailored to your needs.
Since 1993, Rice Accounting has been assisting Verde Valley residents with their tax returns. A proud part of the National Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, Rice Accounting can prepare all state and federal returns. They can file electronically or prepare paper returns. They're open year-round to assist you with personal and business taxes, quarterlies, payroll, and account services.
Please come on in to Rice Accounting Jackson Hewitt Tax Service. We're open year-round for all of your taxing needs. Thank you.
Welcome to the Halftime Report, brought to you by Oxendale Dodge Chrysler Jeep, your dealer for the people. Stick around for the first half recap, including Marauder highlights, scores, and stats.
Here at Mingus Union High School, home of the Mingus Marauders, it is 35-7. Our halftime score is Mingus has really dominated so far on the ground and in the air. This game, offensively, defensively, has definitely gone Mingus's direction. I tell you what, Mingus has really done a phenomenal job and is taking care of business, Kyle, just about everywhere. As you see on Verde Valley TV, we have got our varsity cheer squad out entertaining the crowd here at Mingus Union High School.
Yeah, you know, right from the get-go, the Marauders, you have to love exactly how they came out of the locker room. Right from the get-go, the second play, you had a 75-yard rushing touchdown by Jordan Upham. Second play, great run right there, some nice blocks downfield, and then you come back and Tristan Clark sets up the next one. And right from the beginning, 3 touchdowns, and it's looking like a beautiful start there for the Marauders offense and keeping everything just right from the get-go. I mean, Jordan Upham making plays when you think he's down behind the line of scrimmage. Nice pressure there by the Cactus Shadows offense, and he scampers out for a couple touchdowns and making something out of nothing.
Well, I wonder if we've got any of these replays here for Verde Valley TV. That $75, a 75-yard run out by Upham. You mentioned the second play of the game. Then they tried a 58-yard field goal attempt. That was no good. And that was 9:30 left to go in the first quarter, and then 1:18 left to go. A 19-yard run by Tristan Clark, a little misdirection, and Mingus would go up 12-0. Still had not had the extra point. First one was blocked. Second one, they tried the 2-point conversion. That didn't work. Second quarter action, it was Tristan Clark again as Upham finds him for 53 yards. downfield and the touchdown. The 2-point conversion, once again, no good. And then it was the Upham show, another 34-yard keeper for the Mingus Marauder quarterback. At that point, that would be his second rushing touchdown of the game. And the extra point was finally good by Meyer with 10:39 left to go. With 3:03 left to go, the Kelly brothers combined for a Andrew Young sandwich in the end zone for the safety, put the first defensive points on the board. It was 27-0. Then finally Cactus Shadows gets on the board with that 31-yard scamper, and it really was something they needed. They got great field position, and then a phenomenal feint is what scored that touchdown.
Yeah, with that touchdown, not quite what they wanted coming out of the locker room to start the game, and from the rushing side of the ball, that's what carried them all last year. But with that last touchdown, you had Antonio Marchica. Basically, most of his stats came from that one scoring drive. He had 3 rushes right up the gut for the Marauders. Defense just couldn't stop him, set up a first down. Antonio Young looked like he was going to give the ball up the middle for the 4th straight run up the gut. He pulls it, runs out to his right, and just runs into the end zone pretty much untouched. So that's one thing that with Cactus Shadows having a great running back in Marchica, that's what that'll do. If you can get him the ball a few times in a row, that opens up the outside. The defense starts really focusing on that one player, and it opens the door for some other players on that offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, he was too tired to run the ball 4 times in a row. That was my guess. Mingus, then, of course, I thought Mingus was going, the extra point was good by the way. Then I thought Mingus was going to just run the clock out with 47 seconds left to go, and then Cactus Shadows, after a negative play, defensive play, forcing a second and long, called a timeout. They may actually regret that, because then Mingus picked up a huge chunk on the ground by Upham, another huge first down by Tristan Clark, and then with 13 seconds left to go, Mingus actually, through a broken play, scored a 24-yard scamper by Upham, his 3rd touchdown in the first half, and then a botched extra point attempt turned into a So 8 points off of oopses, and you wonder if Cactus Shadows thought, okay, maybe we shouldn't have called that timeout to give Mingus just those extra ticks.
You know what I think Cactus Shadows is thinking there with those last 3 or 4 plays, as you mentioned, looked like a few broken plays there. Upham just making something out of nothing, and with his feet, turning a negative play, what would look like it was going to be a negative play, into a positive. In one case, a touchdown. In another case, a 2-point conversion.
Yep. Well, here we stand at halftime in the Oxendale Dodge Chrysler Jeep halftime report here from the cave at Mingus Union High School. The Mingus Marauders comfortably up at the moment, 35-7 over the Cactus Shadow Falcons. Hey, when we come back, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to go through some individual stats. Some of these numbers are big. First half stats are pretty big. Come on back, join us for individual stats coming up from the cave after this.
At Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep, we believe everyone deserves to drive a nicer, newer car today.
Hi, I'm Matt Oxendale. I offer solutions to the everyday problems that keep most people stuck in a car they hate. Hey guys.
Hey Matt. Last time we were here to buy a car, my wife and I could shop on the lot while our kids were in the play area and watched after. It's for our family and also for our business, and they've always been able to find exactly what we've been looking for.
Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep, a dealer for the people.
Our whole team is here to help you get the most out of each workout.
Here at the Cottonwood Recreation Center.
Cheerleading, tumbling, gymnastics.
We are Flip City Gym.
We have classes for boys and girls of all ages and skill levels.
Flip City Gym offers competitive co-ed cheerleading with world champion coaches.
Ask about tumbling and gymnastics.
Or our health and fitness-based academic preschool.
The only one of its kind in northern Arizona.
Enjoy open gym Fridays and Saturdays. Stop by for your free class or find out more at flipcitygym.org.
America's most innovative off-road vehicles are all on sale during the Polaris Factory Authorized Clearance. Get our biggest rebate ever on Razor XP 1000. Save $1,000 on remaining 2015s while they last. Get our lowest price ever on Ace 4x4. This all-new off-road experience is just $64.99 after rebate. Get the year's best deals during the Polaris Factory Authorized Clearance.
Visit Cottonwood Motorsports at Route 260 and Western Drive.
Digitel, a Verizon premium wireless retailer. Come in today and get on America's largest, most reliable wireless network. Get unlimited nationwide talk and text and devices from all the hottest manufacturers. Find Digitel, your local Verizon premium wireless retailer, in the Flagstaff Mall, in Cottonwood at 960 South Main Street, in Payson at 401 North Beeline Highway, Prescott Valley at Glassford Hill Marketplace, and in Prescott with locations in the Prescott Gateway Mall, and the shops at Prescott Gateway.
Here at Mingus Union High School, it is the Oxendale Dodge Chrysler Jeep. I got to get those in order.
And Ram.
And Ram.
Yes.
Got it. Travis Reed is along with us and from Oxendale, and the defensive coordinator for the Wildcats this year. And it is just going to be football, isn't it?
A lot of football this season, and some good football too.
It is. Tell me, what's going on at Oxendale? What makes you guys different?
Well, there's a lot of things that make us different, and one of the things that we pride ourselves on is making sure that we give customers a better buying experience when they're at the dealership. And Matt Oxendale, the owner of Oxendale, has actually written a bill of rights that gives our customers a lot better options and choices while they're at our dealership versus another dealership.
Okay, what's your favorite?
My favorite, my favorite of all times, and I had a couple customers that actually we helped this today with this, is the right to love your car. If you purchase a vehicle at Oxendale Chrysler and you get home and let's just say your neighbor bought the same car the next day, or maybe you just don't like the way the seat works, you can bring it back and we'll get you into another car.
Really?
Absolutely.
I love that. The right to love your car.
And sometimes we make fast decisions and they're not always the right decisions. But at Oxendale, you can correct that and get into the right car for you.
I love that. And of course you're there to help them figure that out. Sometimes people don't know what they want, right?
That's a great point, and that's part of the difference at Oxendale is we don't have salespeople as you would normally see salespeople. All of our automotive advisors are more solution specialists. We specialize in people that have problems. Maybe I owe too much on my trade. Maybe my credit's not so great. Maybe I don't have a down payment. Maybe I can't afford a new payment. We will work with our customers to find a solution to every problem, and that's what we specialize in is solving those problems for our customers.
I absolutely love it. Travis, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
The Oxendale Halftime Report, and we're going to take a quick little break. When we come back, we'll jump into a couple of individual stats, and the second half is right around the corner. We'll be back after this.
The Suzy Q Market is the most convenient stop for road trips, with 1,500 beverage selections and plenty of snacks. And save on Texaco fuel with your Safeway Rewards card. The Suzy Q drive-thru window is the most convenient way to pick up those essentials on the way home.
Road trips start here.
With something for everyone.
At the Suzy Q Market. Remember, please shop local first.
Go Marauders!
Wake up and live Moss at your local Cottonwood Taco Bell. The next generation of breakfast is here. Introducing the Biscuit Taco, AM Crunch Wrap, Cinnabon Delights, and fresh brewed 100% Colombian coffee. Convenient hours, drive-through, and open late every night. Visit your local Taco Bell. Located on 89A and Cove Parkway in Cottonwood. Taco Bell. Live Moss.
This has been the Oxendale Dodge Chrysler Jeep Halftime Report. We'll meet you back on the air as exciting Mingus Marauder football returns for half number 2 right after this.
At Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep, we believe everyone deserves to drive a nicer, newer car today.
Hi, I'm Matt Oxendale. Other dealers will tell you how great they are, but at Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep, our customers do the talking for us.
I've been buying from Oxendale for the last 10 to 15 years. I always get good service, and I know I can shop locally here and get the same deal I'm going to get anywhere, and appreciate the fact that you can buy locally and get taken care of here.
Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep, a dealer for the people.
Back here at Mingus Union High School, raise the bar at Oxendale. If you're sick of driving a car you hate, go see Travis Reed over at Oxendale, our halftime sponsor out here today. Hey, let's take a look at some of the quick stats as the second half is getting underway. Andrew Young goes he goes 1 of 3, 6 yards throwing the ball. Antonio Marchica for the visiting Falcons, 14 carries, 80 yards. The only touchdown in the game for the Falcons comes from the quarterback on a scamper, a 31-yard scamper. He ends up with 13 rushing yards on 4 carries for the visiting squad, and they had a little over 100 yards, 111 yards in the first half. Well, the Mingus Marauders, Jordan Upham just has been having a phenomenal game. He is definitely pitching his chips in for player of the game, Digital player of the game. Check out these stats.
Yeah, I mean, right there, if you just look at him, 2 completions on 4 attempts for 73 passing yards and 1 touchdown. The touchdown went to Tristan Clark. On the ground, though, 11 carries for 174 yards and 3 touchdowns. So getting it done in the air to Tristan Clark, and then 3 TDs for Upham. Making things happen with his legs, and that's what you need out of your quarterback, especially one as mobile as Upham.
Well, mobile is one thing. Elusive is a totally second thing out there for this squad. Hey, by the way, if you are out and about, I want to remind you that you can now hear the game, get the game. There is an app for your cell phone.
There's really no excuse not to, say you missed a game.
Except the fact I don't have a smartphone. It doesn't work on my flip phone. I will have to tell you that. It does need to be a smartphone, Droid, Apple, etc. But you go on to myradioplace.com. There's apps. You can log on to the app and get your downloaded app powered by Pond Palace. This year, it is absolutely wonderful. Meyer's getting ready to kick off for the Mingus Marauders. A new feature this year, the Arizona Smile Designers Fan Cam, and we should see one of those coming up here in the second half. 35-7, the score. Mingus on top. And we want to thank Ashley back at the studio, keeping us on the air with KYBC AM 1600 and 96.3 FM.
Ashley back in there doing her thing. But real quick before we get the kickoff here, I want to thank a couple more sponsors. The Cottonwood Rec Center. Don't make it a workout, make it a lifestyle. And then we have Home Furnishings Direct, offering the best value and brand name furniture. Of course, Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs.
Mingus defensively, we hadn't talked about this so far. Galloway and Romero both share a sack earlier in the game. A fumble recovery by Romero, a fumble recovery by Scalf. So Mingus is actually winning the takeaway battle 2-0. The Kelly brothers, Pete Kelly and Tyler Kelly, combine in on a safety for the first defensive points for Mingus this season. And what a beautiful crowd out here. It is turned into a gorgeous night, has it not?
Oh, it's beautiful. It was a little windy when we got here at first, and now there's a breeze every now and then, but it turned into a gorgeous night for the first night of the season. And what a turnout by the crowd here. Just phenomenal. We had the band on the field during halftime. They sounded great, and just a great atmosphere for this high school football game.
For the Cactus Shadow squad, Coach Mike Hudnett before the game told me he's got 35 seniors on this squad out here today. Kickoff goes down to about the 2-yard line. It'll be returned by Cactus Shadows. They've had some decent returns by Sill. Sill makes it another one as he gets out to the 30-yard line, and Stabref makes the tackle. We haven't called his name too often out here. A young man for the Mingus Marauders, got some playing time in last year, did a great job as a linebacker, a junior, 5'10", 175 pounds, and I'll tell you what, he plays bigger than his weight.
Yeah, there's quite a few guys like that. I mean, as we talked about it in the first half where they're kind of spreading the love around with the offense. We talked a lot about Upham and Tristan Clark, but we've had everybody contributing. The defensive line has been getting through to stop this rushing offense of the Falcons.
Well, the ball comes back. Young finds an open receiver and can't quite hit him. And that was not good. The pass was intended for Peyton Keene out there, who has a couple of carries. Everything worked right about that play except getting him the ball. He was open by a couple of yards out there, had lead blockers in front of him for that little pitch screen on the far side. And that one just worked better on the chalkboard, didn't it?
Yeah, no, it really did. And from up here, I mean, really, he was open. The throw was not there, but the Marauders kind of looked a little vulnerable in that one position. But, hey, now they see that play, and here we go, lining up for a second down.
That was a warm-up play. And, whoops, Romero jumps the gun. Comes back, tells the rest of his guys, tells Stabrith, hey, it was on one. I swear it was on one. They just didn't snap it, dude. Okay, 35-7, 11:43 left to go. Second half action, opening day and the home opener for the Mingus Marauders from Cottonwood. One man in the backfield, trips to the left. And a 5-yard little help out here. And a pass play goes out to the near side. Well done. One more block, and Marchica, who would have gotten to the outside, could have done some serious damage, but it only goes for 2 yards. Because it was a great job shedding the block out there was Pfeiffer. Sill tried to block him. Pfeiffer absolutely would not tolerate such a thing. Got around the block and made an open field tackle. Otherwise, that could have been a big gainer. Back we go to a pistol formation, 2 on the right. Handoff comes up the middle, and not getting anywhere is Marchica. Good job out there. Pete Kelly and Stabrith. And looked like
Cole Phelps in there as well. Came flying in. Laying a hat on Marchica there.
Oh, and he found a lane. Found a lane. He was not open to actually come in there and get that, but wow, good job.
Yeah, nice penetration there for the inside Marauders defense.
That brings up 4th and a decision. What do you do down by 28? 4th and 2. Ball's at the 38-yard line with 10:30 left to go in the third quarter. They're lining up to punt, but do you believe it? And a long count. Mingus is motionless. They do go to punt. It is almost blocked. Oh, my. And it is a short punt with a pretty decent bounce. Still almost touched it. 27-yard line will be the spot for the Mingus Marauders to start the next drive. We'll return to Mingus Union High School after this.
Taylor Waste has been voted the #1 residential garbage service 12 years in a row in Cottonwood and 8 years in a row in Sedona.
Why? Because Taylor Waste always offers dependable and efficient garbage service and clean, eco-friendly curbside recycling and positive customer service.
Taylor Waste offers a separate recycling container, and our recycling program is clean rather than commingled with garbage.
To start service, call your locally owned Taylor Waste, dedicated to providing service tailored to your needs.
Let's see.
Alec Pfeiffer takes the ball 3 yards ahead on play number 1. First drive for the Mingus Marauders in the second half. Just under 10 minutes left to go. A 28-point lead for the Mingus Marauders. The trap play works. Pfeiffer actually ran into the trap block first and kept those legs churning. You know, you got it when you're running up the middle like that. You got to expect you're going to get hit by everything. Sometimes the wrong color jersey too. And a second attempt up the middle. Good fake by Jordan. And they're going to let the workhorses do more of the workhorsey stuff. And another 2 yards for Pfeiffer here in the second half.
Just chipping away here on this drive, handing it off to Pfeiffer for the second play of the row. Gets 2 hands on the ball and just runs it right up the gut and keeps those feet moving.
And it keeps the clock rolling.
Keeps the clock rolling. That's what you really want to do with a 35-7 lead.
And here come the Falcons. They go tight with it, and the throw. Jordan Upham, he had 2 tight ends out there, almost just parallel right along each other right there at the M. Upham, drop back, fake the handoff up the middle, and just flop that thing up over. And Galloway, that's where Galloway's going to shine. You know, you've got a 6'4" tight end who is going to be able to out-rebound just about anybody on the field. It falls harmless, so it's 4th and 5, and Mingus will be in a punt situation. A good punt, and it gets over the head of the receiver and bounces all the way down and almost stops at the 1-yard line, but it does finally one more roll into the end zone. That Upham is having a phenomenal game. That was almost a highlight film.
Yeah, well, you know, he put one in within the 10-yard line in the first half, and he almost did it there. I thought they were going to get that bounce that kind of brings the football back towards the field, but it just barely gets into the end zone.
The only time that bounce ever happens is when it's not going my way, though. I'm just saying. Spread format. Come the Falcons. They're looking to go to the air and fly, or, yes, they are. Pass play. Young going deep, and it is tipped away. Good pass defense out there on the far side. Who had that pass defense?
Intended for number 12, Michael
Mahoney was the intended receiver on the coverage for the Mingus Marauders. Was that Kelly, number 21?
You know, it was a great throw.
It was a
right
fantastic
there,
throw.
right in the breadbasket, but he was not able to reel it in.
So far in the game, 8 passing yards for Andrew Young, a sophomore.
I believe that was Trey Meyer on the coverage.
That's very possible, too, yes. Good speed for that young man. And they're going to try it again. Short little pass to the outside, and Mingus reads it for a loss. And that's Alec Pfeiffer, number 30, coming up with that tackle. Mingus almost caught that ball in the backfield. Great coverage.
Getting off of the block on the outside there, Pfeiffer, and he just comes flying in, wrapping up the legs and bringing him down for a loss.
Well, that is a completed pass, but we'll go for -5 yards out there. And we are now approaching the 8-minute mark in the third quarter. Third quarter's going a lot more rapidly than the first. Empty backfield for the Falcons. Young's going to run. He's got some room near sideline. Runs out of real estate and get pushed out of bounds. He'll pick up a good solid 8-9 yards on the carry across the 25. And they will give him out to where? No, not across the 25. It's hard to tell where they go out of bounds when they're on the far side sometimes. Players get in the way, so it's just short of the 25, bringing up a 4th and 6. Now, if you didn't go for it, 4th and 3 near midfield, you're probably going to punt 4th and 6.
Hey, they did go for a 58-yard field goal.
Yeah, yeah.
In the first half.
All sorts of confused. High punt, short, and it will take a Mingus Marauder bounce and stay on the Falcon side of the field. 45-yard line will be the starting point for the Mingus Marauders. So in that defensive drive, they actually gained about 30 yards of field position.
Yeah, you know, one thing that was key for the Marauders on offense in the first half, they were able to put up those 35 points largely because of the field position. I mean, they won that field position battle, and it seemed like a couple fumble recoveries got them in really good field position. 1 play, 2 plays later, they're in the end zone. So another doing it again here to open up the second half. 7:42 left in the second.
Do you notice that Mingus is over 300 rushing yards? Still in the third quarter. 7:42 left to go. First back through. No. Jordan Upham still has it. Puts the ball up. He has got a receiver deep, and his fingertips just off the fingertips.
Yeah, that was number 32, Carson Anderson.
Pass intended to number 32, Carson
Great fake
Anderson.
up the middle. Got
Nice
it.
pickup
Awesome
block by Clark.
Oh, good point. And deep it goes to Carson Anderson, and Anderson just can't quite get that, get those fingertips under that. That's when you want those like 8.5-inch fingers, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen some NFL receivers the size of their hands?
Oh, well, there's a ton of videos online of them catching these unbelievable one-handed catch, but they do have these gloves. Have you felt those gloves?
Well, they also have hands 3 times the size of mine. I couldn't get my hand that big if it was swollen. Pitch comes to the near side. Got a screen blocker in front of him. Great read by Tristan Clark, and out of bounds he goes with the first down. And Tristan Clark will pick up another 15 yards off of that pitch.
A couple nice blocks there. You'll see one right here, the pitch out to the left side for Clark. Nice block right there by number 4. That's Justin Link, sophomore, 5'11", 170.
Glad we saw that. Yeah, Justin Link will also be going in and doing some duties in that fullback position. So he comes out, does the block, and that was key. That was an absolute key block. Mingus moving the ball now, first down near the 30-yard line of the Falcons. 7:23 left to go, and Upham's going to keep it off tackle himself, and he finds a little bit of daylight. 4 yards here, 4 yards there, 73 yards there.
It looked like he wasn't sure if he wanted to exactly pitch it out to Tristan Clark on the outside there. He was trying to read the outside linebacker and see which way he was going to go, if he was going to go towards Clark or kind of crash down the line. Upham decided to keep it and run it up.
He is quite an athlete. He has got one of the most solid cores I've seen on a young man. And by the way, brains to go with it. Honor student, extremely high GPA. I can't remember. It's like 17 point something. I don't remember. And he takes on a blocker to run over a defensive player for a first down. I hope that doesn't hurt his GPA. 7 more yards on the carry out there. But he is also one of the toughest young men that I have seen, and one of the smartest that I've seen on the field, being able to make very quick decisions. And so Upham uses all of his senses as a leader on this field for the Mingus Marauders.
You know, one thing I've been noticing is his poise back there. I mean, there's been a couple plays where the Falcons get some good pressure on him, but he stays under control and just thinks and knows what his ability is, and he's able to create things out of nothing and turn it into a positive.
Receivers in motion, and that was a broken play. Not exactly sure where that was going. We had all sorts of people moving, and Upham takes the snap under center and then wanted to pitch it out but had nowhere to go. The Falcons overloaded the right side of the Mingus Marauders offensive line. Brings up 2nd and 10 from about the 20-yard line, just inside the 20-yard line. Mingus with another red zone visit. There's a long pitch. Dangerous. Tristan Clark catches it. Gets spun around and taken down by number 24 out there. But Tristan Clark picks up another 5, bringing up a 3rd and 5. Almost tackled in the backfield.
Another great block by Link, number 24, on the outside there to help Clark with that gain.
Mingus trying to mix it up a little bit. 5:11 left to go. No scoring so far in the third quarter. We have had time tick by, but no points and no cannon shots. Mingus still leading 35-7. Tristan Clark in motion, man up the middle. Now, this will be interesting. Okay, that's going to bring up a 4th down. Is that Pfeiffer that picks up a couple?
That was Paoletti on the tackle, and yeah, it looked like Pfeiffer.
Pfeiffer gets a few more yards up the middle, but that'll bring up a 4th and 4 from the 14-yard line. Do you go for it? Do you go for the field goal?
Well, down here, the way their defense has been playing, I think you feel pretty safe going for it. And if you don't get it, you have the confidence in your defense, and it looks like they're going for it.
Mingus does go for it, and up the middle it goes, and it's going to be close. It is going to be close. Pete Kelly runs the ball. It's marked. It's going to so depend on the mark. That mark is at the 10-yard line.
Looks like a little short.
Handoff to number 21, Pete Kelly.
And they're going to give it to the Falcons. I think you called it right. Just a tad bit short, and somehow they got off the 10-yard line and closer to the 11, so I may have misseen that when they placed it the first time, not near the hash marks. So it may not have been quite as close as I thought it was, but still within a yard as P. Kelly picks up the carry, but cannot get the first down. And here come the Falcons the other way. And Machika has some room on the outside. He has got the first down and the speed. And they're going to catch him and drag him down to the 50-yard line. And Machika changes the field position immediately in one touch with 40 yards on the ground.
Yeah, you can really see, for one of the first times this game, we see the speed that Machika has. I mean, he sees an opening on the outside there and turns that edge, and there's really no chance for any Marauders to kind of catch him until he gets downfield towards the defensive backs, who makes a tackle right near midfield.
Tyler Kelly does the catching, though, from the safety position. That's what safety's done does. And right across the midfield goes Machika again. Is that correct? It is. Number 5, well-used jersey out here by the Falcons. He'll pick up another 5.
Yeah, Isaac Romero on the tackle there, number 5. Comes up limping a little bit, but he looks okay.
That's the double nickel I'm talking to you about, right?
Yeah.
5 tackled by 5? Okay. By the way, Machika goes over 100 yards. 126 yards. Pass play. Connects. Peyton Keene with the reception and the first down and a flag. 11 yards on the reception. 12 yards, 13 yards on the reception if it stands. Let's see what the call is. First call. This will be the first yellow we've seen here in the second half.
Yeah, Cole Phelps on the tackle there. Let's see what the refs say.
Mingus is backing up. What was the call?
Face mask on the Marauders.
Whoops. That one's
you can't
going
do that.
Well, let's see what they're going to walk this off. McClanahan is standing there trying to get in the way. No, you've gone far enough, sir. That's good. McClanahan gets that nose guard position right over the ball again, so that's going to add 15 to it. So a 13-yard pass play to Keene with 15 yards, and that's a 28-yard play just like that. And a handoff comes up the middle. Ooh, Keene runs into a wall, bounces back, and did you see McClanahan just, he must have hit the nose guard, bounced off. And I say that only because of the body gestures by McClanahan.
Kind of falling back on his heels there and goes down nice and easy. Number 40 was in the play on there. Trey Ellitson, the junior, 6'3", 180 pounds.
So Machika and Keene in the backfield out of the pistol. And it goes to Machika. Stabrith, on the tackle, but not before a gain of about 4. Good blocking up front. 24 is out there blocking, and Mingus just finally gets more red in there than there is white and overwhelms the ball carrier.
Number 78, Josh Skelf.
They're going to give Skelf the tackle out there. Here's the snap out of the gun, and it's up for grabs off the fingertips of the intended receiver and falls harmlessly, luckily enough for the Falcons, to the turf for Mingus. Marauders diving for it as the screen was set. It was set pretty well. Mingus had bit on the jailbreak.
From here where we're standing, it looked like Stabref actually might have had a shot at grabbing that one after the deflection while he's diving for it on the ground. I wasn't sure if he had it or not, but he just came up short.
4th down with the ball at the 15-yard line. We know their kicker has the leg, but they're going to go for it. Young puts the ball up and looking for the flag, and he'll get it. And Ruiz is going to make his argument that, that was good. That was a good call. He kind of came up trying to make the argument that he was going for the ball with one hand behind his back. But I can see where the referees from multiple angles would have seen a defensive hold on that, which, if they call it a defensive hold, is going to be an automatic first down. 1:47 left to go, and Cactus Shadows trying to tighten up this one.
It looked like that penalty was on Stabrif, if I'm not mistaken. He just came off the field, number 6.
Oh, I thought it was Ruiz. But no, you're probably okay. Could have been. You are probably correct. You know what? Since you have those little things that magnify, I'm going to say that you know what you're talking about. First down now. It should be first and goal, I assume, from about the 8-yard line, and the Falcons putting together a drive. It started deep in their own territory as Mingus gave up the ball on downs at the 11-yard line. So they're trying to capitalize on an 89-yard drive.
And they have to capitalize in positions like this, being down 35-7.
Here's the eye. They give it to Marchica. Marchica runs into Mingus's defense, but not before he brings it down toward the goal line. We're going to have to say he picked up a 7 of his 8 right there and almost got in.
And off to number 5, Antonio Marchica.
Good job by the Mingus Marauder defense covering it up. And you know it was a good tackle. And being a defensive guy yourself, you know it's a good tackle when you see the running back get actually picked up off the ground during the course of the tackle. You know that their progress forward has been stopped.
Yeah, and a lot of that is by getting lower than the running back is, and making that play, especially when you have a hard running back like Marchica.
And a quick snap. Mingus hardly moved on it. The only one moving was the quarterback, and he'll score his second touchdown of the game. So Young will actually get the touchdown. Cole Phelps, I think, was the only Mingus Marauder ready to play that one.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, guys were kind of just standing around. All of a sudden, the play's there, and you got Young just standing in the end zone.
Well, he scores his second touchdown of the game, and the extra point attempt is a 2-point conversion, up and caught. So the quarterback gets it to Mahoney. Mahoney holds the ball high as he gets the 2-point conversion. So with 1:05 left to go, the fake extra point attempt, quarter to Mahoney. Mahoney, great concentration. Comes down with the ball. Romero with an extra pop at the end.
Yeah, that was Matt Sill holding the kick there, and he just pulls it up, rolls out, and finds Mahoney in the corner of the end zone. And a nice grab there by Mahoney, getting up a little bit higher than the DB.
The wind has died down here at Mingus Union High School on a beautiful night. Mingus still leads by 20 with 1:05 left to go on the clock. The Cottonwood Parks and Recreation Center scoreboard, 35-15. And what kind of an onside kick do you think we are going to see?
Well, I definitely think we're going to see an onside kick. That's for sure.
I would be surprised if we don't.
We'll see. They're still in the huddle talking. Marauders just kind of, the kick return team's out there waiting. Here we go, Cactus Shadows lining up.
Mingus, you would imagine, should have some special hands up there. They look like they're in a normal position. So is Cactus Shadows, and they kick deep. And toward the corner in the end zone and into the end zone. And Mingus should be happy. They're going to get the ball back at the 20.
Yeah, through the end zone. We've seen, I mean, the kicker there for the Falcons, he has a great leg. I mean, first drive of the game for the Cactus Shadows, they attempt a 58-yard field goal, which kind of caught all of us out by surprise. But you know, considering it was a 58-yard field goal, it was still a long kick.
Right.
I mean, geez, you move up 20 yards, that might be in.
I think it would have.
Yeah.
Move up 12 yards, it might have been.
Yeah.
So Mingus will take over here with 1:05 left to go, and a lead of 35-14. Offensively, Mingus with 341 yards on the ground, 73 yards here in the air so far, and the keeper by Upham. Upham read well by Sill out there, and he's contained. And will go down for a very short gain. We'll have to call that no gain. Tip of the ball right back on the 20. We'll call that an official do-over.
Well, it looks like Upham thought he could just kind of get outside of the line there. And he had a block by, let's see, number 89, Ryan Nash. But the flow of the defense was just a little bit too much.
Well, they're bringing it. 8 men on the line of scrimmage. Mingus hands off to
number 18, Juan Ruiz.
Ruiz gets the handoff, tries to go off tackle to the far side. He'll get one. And that should do it here for the third quarter with 10 ticks left on the clock. Mingus obviously does not have to snap the ball again to get a break. And here at Mingus Union High School, at the end of 3, the Marauders up by 20, 35-15. That's what the Cottonwood Parks and Rec Center scoreboard says. We'll be back to Mingus Union High School after this.
Digitel, a Verizon premium wireless retailer. Come in today and get on America's largest, most reliable wireless network. Get unlimited nationwide talk and text and devices from all the hottest manufacturers. Find Digitel, your local Verizon premium wireless retailer, in the Flagstaff Mall, in Cottonwood at 960 South Main Street, in Payson at 401 North Beeline Highway, Prescott Valley at Glassford Hill Marketplace, and in Prescott with locations in the Prescott Gateway Mall, and the shops at Prescott Gateway.
Our whole team is here to help you get the most out of each workout.
Here at the Cottonwood Recreation Center.
Third and long for the Mingus Marauders. Misdirection, and they're going to get the first down and so much more. Out, almost kept his footing. The tackle out there by number 27. And they run. Who picked up that yardage?
That was number 20, Anthony Accurso.
Oh my goodness, what a great run. Great blocks out there, and the Mingus Marauders pick up 28 yards on the carry all the way out to the 48-yard line. And more importantly, can control the clock once again.
Yeah, once again, though, credit to the offensive line. They have been playing great this game and continue to do so here in the fourth.
But in the break, Jordan Upham back, throws up the ball downfield, had 2 men in the area, but actually 3 men in the area, and 2 of the jerseys were the wrong color. But it falls harmlessly to the ground. As we go into the fourth quarter, as we went into the fourth quarter, as the echoes throughout the Mingus Union High School Stadium of 448 hitting hard. And, that's one of the traditions that I absolutely love about this school and the squad has just been the number of former players and families that have had kids through the program that still come back a decade later.
That's great, and that's really something special that not every school has. A lot of schools do, but there's some that if you don't come from a school with that tradition and that commitment from the community, you just really miss out on it.
Quick pitch to the near side. Great move by Tristan Clark for extra yardage, and he'll pick up 9. Had a block out there and did a great job reading the block, getting around it, cutting the ball back inside for 9. Hey, let's take a quick look at our third quarter, our Smile Cam from Arizona Smile Designers. And there is our varsity squad for cheerleaders. And what a great looking group of girls. They're going to be cheering us on, traveling and with us during the course of the year in Arizona Smile Designers on a Willard in Cottonwood. Smile big, smile bright. Mingus, first man through, and he'll pick up the first down. That's exactly what that play is designed to do. And coming up off the bottom of the pile is Ruiz with the ball. He'll hand it back. He'll get credit for the first down and another 3 yards.
We've been talking about the offensive line and their great play so far this game. You have Jordan Taylor, Stefano DeLue, Jordan Vincent, Charles Hardy, Nathan Jones, all those guys paving the way for the running backs and Jordan Upham here throughout the at least the 3 quarters, and they're continuing to do so here in the fourth.
Mingus putting together a drive coming back after an 89-yard drive from the Falcons. Mingus putting together a drive of their own. 10 minutes, 10 seconds left to go in the game. Handoff quickly up the middle and getting some yardage and then running out of blockers. And let's see which Falcon did not land on him.
I think I counted 6 or 7 Falcons on top of the pile there.
That's a flock, isn't it?
I would call it a flock. I would say so. Ruiz is walking off of the sideline right here, limping a little bit. He was on the bottom of those 6 or 7 Falcons.
Well, we'll have to watch that young man, make sure everything is okay. I probably had about 400 to 500 pounds drop on him, and it looks like our trainer, Boyson, is taking a look at him, taking a look at the smile. And back to action. Little trickery as Tristan Clark comes around the other way, bobs and weaves his way downfield for another 8. And brings up a 3rd and short, keeps the clock running once again, and Mingus keeps the drive alive.
Yeah, nice little block there. They fake it to one guy, then to Clark coming from the other side of the backfield, and he has a nice little stutter step, backs up, and then shoots down the left side of that line for a nice little pickup.
Tristan Clark is over 100 yards, second back for the Mingus Marauder, Mingus Marauder, over 100 yards rushing in the game. Also had a receiving touchdown in the game earlier as Mingus still leads 35-15 as we are just coming under 8.5 minutes left to go in the game. There's the snap, good job. Upham, wide open receiver, it's Galloway, and he's galloping to the end zone. 34-yard touchdown for the big tight end for the Mingus Marauders.
Wide open. Galloway just doing what you do when you're in an open area. Just sit there and wait for your quarterback. As you see right there, right at the 20-yard line, nobody within 5, 6, 7 yards of him.
Link all the way downfield making the block again, so Galloway gets into the end zone uncontested.
Yeah, getting it done. And there's been so many plays throughout this game where we've been talking about the outcome and blocks that help create that outcome for the Marauders.
The kick up and good by Meyer, and he gets another extra point on the game. That makes it 42-15 with 8:20 left to go in the ball game. We'll return to Mingus Union High School after this.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community and with every customer that comes through the door. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find their selection extensive and their sales team professional and courteous. You can also count on excellent after-sales service. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet on Highway 260 next to Walmart in Cottonwood.
Back here at Mingus Union High School, so Mingus has two passing touchdowns in the game to go along with another 4 Mingus Marauder touchdowns on the ground. 3 of them by Jordan Upham rushing the ball, and Mingus will kick off here at the 40, leading 42-15. 8:20 left to go. Sill will get another chance at it at the 5-yard line, and he'll break to the near side, has a little bit of room. Oh! Big hit, a Curso with a big hit, and they throw a flag. They're going to say that he was unprotected or had stepped out of bounds.
We'll take a look at it right here. Let's see.
There is a stiff arm, and he was still in bounds. He actually hadn't had a foot step out of bounds. However, it was obvious that he was going out of bounds, so they're going to call that a personal foul against Mingus. It was a big hit on Sill. I'm glad to see the young man jumped back up and is not injured. So that should add another 15 yards to the return. That was close.
That was close. Looking at that replay, I was trying to see if maybe there was some contact to the helmet. It was kind of hard to see. It looked like he just got his shoulder right up there on the top part of the pads. But, big hit there. As you mentioned, it's glad to see that he got up and he was okay.
44-yard line is the spot, and it's intercepted off the hands of Marchica. And looks like Tyler Kelly Number 7 for the Marauders will intercept the ball at the 49-yard line. Thrown behind the receiver, who made a great attempt just to get his hands on the ball. And Tyler Kelly is there just waiting for it. And whoa, hang on a second. They put the ball back at the original line of scrimmage, saying that it was no catch.
Yeah, they're saying it hit the ground. That's a tough one on Marchica, thrown behind him like that. You just do what you can, and it was tipped.
And a run play now goes almost for 10. And it looks like Keene will run it. Depends on where they mark that one as to whether or not he has picked up the first down. Second half, quarterback is 2 for 6, 8 yards, and it'll be 3rd and short. Quarterback is going to hand it off quickly and give it to Keene again, and he'll get just enough. And there is a flag on the play, though, just past the line of scrimmage. So it was a quick handoff, and great contact out there by Skelf, who wrestles him down. You see the flag go down on the near screen, just this side of the M as you're looking at the field. We're still waiting for the call out here. If it stands, it's a first down, but the ball is going backward. And it looks like it was a hold pretty much at the location of the ball where the first down was. So it will now be 3rd and long. What a huge penalty that now becomes.
Yeah, that was a nice play there by the defensive end, Josh Scalf. Fortunately, backs him up.
And quarterback keeps it. He's in trouble, gets hit. The ball pops out. A scramble, a scrum for the ball. And Mingus, of course, says he has it. No, Scalf comes up with the ball and says, no, I have it. There is no question.
Thumbs up to the crowd there. This is Cole Phelps coming around, fighting off a block and just hammering Young, and the ball popping out, and Scalf living the glory there, falling right on it as you do. Don't try to pick it up. He gets up, holds it up. Hey, ref, I got it. And he comes running out, giving a thumbs up to the crowd. Huge turnover play there for the Marauders.
So Phelps ends up with the sack, 6 yards deep. And Skelf, his buddy, gets the fumble recovery. That's the 3rd takeaway by the Mingus Marauders. Could have been 4, but they said that the interception had hit the ground. We're going to have a timeout on the field, which is a good thing, because I got to get caught up on stats. 7:08 left to go. Mingus leading 42-15. We'll be back after this.
Digitel, a Verizon premium wireless retailer. Come in today and get on America's largest, most reliable wireless network. Get unlimited nationwide talk and text and devices from all the hottest manufacturers. Find Digitel, your local Verizon premium wireless retailer, in the Flagstaff Mall, in Cottonwood at 960 South Main Street, in Payson at 401 North Beeline Highway, Prescott Valley at Glassford Hill Marketplace, and in Prescott with locations in the Prescott Gateway Mall, and the shops at Prescott Gateway.
Back here, the Mingus Marauders leading 42-15. And I was taking a look at this, and Mingus now has, let's take a look at this, 4 sacks on the game for 24 yards.
Yeah, and with that number, it's reflecting the scoreboard, 42-15.
Mingus with the first down. Runs it up the middle. Hands the ball off quickly to Pfeiffer, who gets nailed and then struggles forward for a little. Most importantly, though, it gets the clock under 7 minutes.
Yeah, at this point in the game with 6:40 left here in the 4th, up 42-15, the Marauders just trying to wind down that clock and keep the ball rolling, but at the same time, you want to see production from your offense, especially early on in the season. You want to see that success, and even with 6:30 left in the game.
Mingus back in the double wing. Man in motion. And we'll get the whistle stopping that. As soon as I mention the man in motion, and we get a motion penalty. No, a delay of game penalty. How about that?
Pile them up.
Delay of game penalty. against the Mingus Marauders that will back it up. So it'll be second and about 14.
And just want to note
and
that
it stops the clock.
Just want to note that Juan Ruiz is back out there on the field.
Thank you, sir.
A couple minutes ago, he came limping. He was at the bottom of a pile of about 7 Falcons on top of him. He limped off, but he's back out there. Looks all right.
We'll try it again. Double wing, tight formation, man in motion, deep pitch, lead blocker, and a stiff arm out there. And running the ball for the Marauders is Stabrith. And he'll pick up the 5 we lost and then maybe a 1.5.
Nice little stiff arm here.
Great lead block out there by Clark, or pardon me, no, that's Link again, isn't it?
Yeah.
Link is becoming a lead block specialist, is he not?
No, we've called his name 4 or 5 times, talking about the big blocks he's had on the outside, and really, he had a couple kind of thrusting Clark forward for a few big gains, and then right there, a nice one on the outside, just following his running back.
3rd and 8. Clark in motion, and a little bit of too many people up the middle. And it looks like there was some confusion as to where the misdirection was going. Stabrith gets the ball and unfortunately gets himself down. A loss of 1 on the play, so 4th and 9 from the 39-yard line. Mingus has been able to chew up a couple minutes of clock as we approach 5 minutes. Mingus still leading 42-15.
Kind of hard to run the ball up the middle when there's 6 guys once you get it. But that's one of the few times so far this game. Other than that, the offensive line of the Marauders has been on point.
Mingus decides to go for it, hands it off. Ruiz fights and fights for about 2. He'll be short. That will be a turnover on downs. And we'll give the ball back to the Falcons with under 5 minutes left to go, 4:45. Ruiz had one man, he had that defensive end to beat. And actually a great play out there by number 2, holding his own and able to make the tackle is Corey Johnson.
.45-15 here in the 4th quarter, 4:45 on the clock.
Young puts it up, has an open receiver, makes a man miss to the inside. He's across midfield and more. Number 88 picks up 20 depending on where they mark it. They're going to mark it just short of that, 18 yards out there on the reception to, was that Long? I think that was Long, the kicker.
That's Brendan Long.
Well, Long went short and did a little hitch route and made it work.
Yeah, that's one of the plays that we've seen on the outside there. Called his name a few times, but had a nice chunk of yards there after the reception.
Well, they happen to be open, too.
Yeah,
that helps.
That helps. That definitely helps.
Machika up the middle. And he'll pick up, no, I'm sorry, that's Keene. Number 31, I apologize.
That was number 79, Steve McClanahan.
McClanahan rides him to the ground, but not until after a gain of 5.
Steve's a junior this year, standing at 6'3" and weighing in at 200.
As we look at the replay.
Back to the line we go quickly. The Falcons working. They go off tackle to the right. Make it close. Depends on the spot. I think they're going to be short. And that was Keene again for another 3 off the right-hand side. And he's starting to rack up a couple of carries here. Quarterback takes the snap, gives it to Keene again. He goes to the right. He'll get around the corner. He'll pick up the first down and a little bit more. Give him about 5, maybe 4 on the run. Now, the last time we did this and they had somebody in the backfield, Cactus Shadows had somebody in the backfield, gave it to him 3 times in a row. Then it was the quarterback, remember?
Yep.
Then it was Young scampering off the fake. And, bad snap. Quarterback picks it up and runs and will get hit from behind. He will get back to the line of scrimmage, though. I think that was Cole Phelps. Yep, Cole Phelps is getting the congratulations out there from his teammates and saying good job is Bryce Kramer out there. And back to the line we go. 2nd and 11. Young is back. He'll put the ball up. It's deep. And it is overthrown. I thought he had that one. Came down right to the pylon, right to the corner. Well coverage. Great coverage out there. And Mingus covering it well, but they go for it. They do stop the clock with 3:04 left to go. 42-15 still your score. Mingus on top.
Yeah. Young was looking to throw it to Brendan Long there down the sidelines. We look at this replay. Just over his outside shoulder and over the reach of his right arm, but that was the only place Young could put it as nice coverage downfield for the Marauders.
I was wrong. Cole Phelps actually does get the sack on that one a couple of plays ago. Young almost sacked again. He gets forward and will get back to the line of scrimmage, but the broken play does not work, and that will bring up a very important 4th down. Mingus trying to get the ball back and be able to control the clock, run the ball, and win the game.
Yeah, you had Kristen Swank in there and Simon Whitcomb on the tackle, staying with that play. And, you know, one thing that I've noticed, especially from up here, the view that we got, is a lot of Marauders on defense flying to the ball. We've seen quite a few gang tackles. Even here, some guys in the backfield kind of making Young scramble behind the line of scrimmage. And you see at the end of the play there's 4 or 5 Marauders on top of them.
See lots of Colts in the audience out here at Mingus Union High School. Youth football is underway, and there are lots of games that will get underway starting as soon as August 29th. I know the Wildcats will be at home to start against Prescott, and great news for youth football. We went from 2 Mighty Might teams here in the Cottonwood area to 3. We had a full expansion team this year, and not just because you had an extra 12 players, but rosters of 20. Okay, so we've got 3 Mighty Might teams. On top of that, we added a 3rd back to 3 minors teams. So it looks like we're getting some kids back into the program in the youth football division. Snap, throws underneath, can't handle it. Sill. It was kind of thrown in a weird spot. He had blockers downfield, unable to get his hands on it. That'll be a turnover on downs. Mingus will get the ball back at the 35. But that makes 7 youth football teams, 8 if you count CMS.
Wow.
That puts a couple of hundred kids from 6 through 14 back in the football pool, the river of talent flowing toward Mingus Union High School.
That's great to see. I mean, even here tonight, we see a lot of young guys walking around with their jerseys on. And, you know, from a young standpoint like that, you're playing this youth football, you look up, come to the varsity games here at Mingus High School, and it's nothing but, you know, one day, right? One day the goal is to be on that field. You got to love it.
We got Tyler Kelly in the backfield taking over the quarterback duties and unable to get that handoff exactly where he wants it. He'll lose about 3 yards on the carry.
Tyler Kelly, sophomore season this year. He's 5'9", 160. In there for Upham, who had a great game. And this is what's nice, you know, up 42 to 15 with 2 minutes, approaching 2 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Gives guys like your second string quarterback some time to get out there, especially early in the season, which is key.
I smell future. Yep, this is where you get some reps out there for the future. Handoff up the middle, and it gets stuffed out by the Falcons pretty well. And getting up from the bottom of the pile.
Let's see who it is.
Let's see, that might be, could be.
25?
Is that 25?
It's like Cody Merrow.
There you go. Cody Merrow getting some reps in for the Mingus Marauders.
5'10", 170 junior. And Cody Merrow running the ball hard up the gut.
Down to a $1:26 on the clock here at Mingus Union High School. Mingus definitely in control. This one goes up the middle again and will be bent back with prejudice. Would that be an accurate statement?
I would say so. That's a big boy coming flying up the middle with that penetration. Prejudice, that's a good one. I think that's a good way to describe that play.
Yeah, I think he's somewhat angry. 1 minute left to go. You know, Cactus Shadows has come up here and played well. They got down by a bunch. Not once did I ever feel in this game did they let up. Not once did I ever feel in this game that they gave up. I am really proud of this squad here. Mingus obviously going to put the ball. Oh, barely gets it away. A punt that will take a Mingus Marauder bounce, and it's going to be picked up by number 10, who gets tripped up. Very great job out there by Romero, getting him down. Picking up the ball was Jake Infantino, looking to return it. That was a dangerous bounce to grab that one.
That was a dangerous bounce. You know, that was almost one of those, we're down 42-15, trying to make something happen here as we look at the replay. Bounce.
And he picks it up right in front of the camera. Oh, line judge got in the way. And a great job by Romero, just getting enough of him. The other gunner for the Mingus Marauders on the other side, Pollock, you see him in on the play as well. Number 34 carrying the ball out of the backfield, so a new runner comes in for the Cactus Shadow squad, and that's Caleb Young. He's a senior, 5'9", gets a shot at it. With 15 seconds left to go, there's a question whether or not we'll get another playoff. I'm not sure Cactus Shadows is going to try. And that looks like it may very well be your final for the game. Mingus Marauders win the home opener in front of the home crowd. A score of 42-15. The Mingus Marauders start the season 1-0. It's been a while since that has been the case. Cactus Shadows, we wish them well on their journey and on their season. They have another tough schedule, but these kids played with heart out here. Mingus played with heart. This was a fun game to be with you and the broadcast. Lee Williams coming to town next Friday night. Hey, we're going to get into our Digitel post-game report as we view the final scoreboard from Cottonwood Parks and Rec Center. Mingus wins 42-15. We'll be back after this.
Since 1993, Rice Accounting has been assisting Verde Valley residents with their tax returns. A proud part of the National Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, Rice Accounting can prepare all state and federal returns. They can file electronically or prepare paper returns. They're open year-round to assist you with personal and business taxes, quarterlies, payroll, and account services.
Please come on in to Rice Accounting Jackson Hewitt Tax Service. We're open year-round for all of your taxing needs. Thank you.
At Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep, we believe everyone deserves to drive a nicer, newer car today.
Hi, I'm Matt Oxendale. I offer solutions to the everyday problems that keep most people stuck in a car they hate. Hi, guys.
Matt. I enjoyed my purchase experience at Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep. My salesperson took me out on the lot and let me look around at all the cars while my children played in the play area. And they really enjoyed it. There was no pressure.
Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep, a dealer for the people.
Taylor Waste has been voted the #1 residential garbage service 12 years in a row in Cottonwood and 8 years in a row in Sedona.
Why? Because Taylor Waste always offers dependable and efficient garbage service and clean, eco-friendly curbside recycling and positive customer service.
Taylor Waste offers a separate recycling container, and our recycling program is clean rather than commingled with garbage.
To start service, call your locally owned Taylor Waste, dedicated to providing service tailored to your needs.
Cheerleading, tumbling, gymnastics. We are Flip City Gym. We have classes for boys and girls of all ages and skill levels.
Flip City Gym offers competitive co-ed cheerleading with world champion coaches.
Ask about tumbling and gymnastics.
Or our health and fitness-based academic preschool.
The only one of its kind in Northern Arizona.
Enjoy open gym Fridays and Saturdays. Stop by for your free class or find out more at flipcitygym.org.
Wake up and live Moss at your local Cottonwood Taco Bell. The next generation of breakfast is here. Introducing the Biscuit Taco, AM Crunch Wrap, Cinnabon Delights, and fresh brewed 100% Colombian coffee. Convenient hours, drive-through, and open late every night. Visit your local Taco Bell. Located on 89A and Coe Parkway in Cottonwood. Taco Bell. Live Moss.
Pond Palace offers a wide selection of jewelry, electronics, musical instruments, firearms, and much more. And if you need money for that unforeseen financial burden, Tanner, Natalie, or Rob can get you a loan using your valuable items and collectibles. Scrap gold, silver, jewelry, guns, and electronics are all accepted. Visit Pawn Palace on Calvary Way at 89A in the Dome Building, open 6 days a week, and online at pawnpalaceaz.com.
It's time now for the Digital post-game report. Stay tuned for the Marauder wrap-up, game highlights, and the Digital player of the game. The Digital post-game report starts now.
Back here at Mingus Union High School, the Mingus Marauders victorious in Game 1. They start the season 1-0 on a quest to get back to playoffs against Cactus Shadows, moving down from Division 2. This was a good squad. Cactus Shadows was a good squad. Something we didn't talk about as we get into the Digital post-game report, we keep nuggets of information that we will make you wait until the post-game. Okay, when we did our scrimmage, against 3 different teams, Kyle. Alhambra, Copper Canyon, and Sandra Day O'Connor, who was a playoff team in Division 1 last year. And Mingus was able to score, I don't know how many they scored against each, okay, but a total of about, they did 20 plays against each one of those teams, offensively and defensively. Mingus scored about 7 or 8 different times, but gave up 0 points.
Yeah, talking to Coach Young about those scrimmages, he was extremely happy with the way they were playing, especially against the competition. I mean, playing teams that are known to be good programs. Really, you have to think that kind of set them up and got them ready for this game that they had here against Cactus Shadows.
Cactus Shadows was a formidable squad. A sophomore quarterback that's only going to get better. Machika, phenomenal talent. Keene had a great game out here for Cactus Shadows. There are lots of things and points in which coaching staff for Cactus Shadows will take this, break down film, and be able to grow. Now, believe me, their schedule doesn't get any easier from this point forward. But Cactus Shadows was favored by many polls to win here tonight against Mingus. Mingus in front of the home crowd, being able to take control of this game early and winning it by a score of 42-15 at halftime, was leading by a score of 35-7. So actually, Cactus Shadows won the second half, if you will, 8-7.
Well, one positive that they pull away from this is they were down from the get-go. And if we look at some of the drives, some of the key drives that they put together, they were behind and they were looking to get points, to get good field position, and they did that especially towards the end of the first half with 3 rushes by Machika, up the gut for a first down. Couple nice gains, set up Young to be able to fake it up the middle and pull it for a touchdown. You had a couple here in the third quarter that were nice. So when they had to, even though they were down and down early, they really did step up, and they played with heart. You saw that nobody was hanging their heads out there, and you got to give them a lot of credit for that. And we saw glimpses of this offense, especially on the rush side of the ball.
The scoring for the Mingus Marauders, Mingus scored in the first quarter, a 75-yard breakaway by Jordan Upham, second play of the game. Tristan Clark added a 19-yard run. That was the first quarter scoring. Both of those extra points were not good. First one was blocked. The second one, actually, they tried the 2-point conversion, and it did not work. In the second quarter, Mingus would continue to score. This time, Upham goes in the air, 53 yards to Tristan Clark, and the 2-point conversion was no good, and so the aerial touchdown comes down, and it was 25-0 after another 34-yard keeper by Upham. So Mingus, like I said, Mingus took advantage and took control of this game quickly. Then the defense adds their 2 cents. No, I mean their 2 points. The Kelly brothers combine on a quarterback sandwich sack in the end zone for a 2-point safety. Mingus would then continue to go on to score with 3 seconds left in the first half. Interesting on the timeout calls there. We won't go into that, but 24-yard broken play by Upham, and he scampers for another touchdown. The extra point was good, and like I said, it was 35-7 at halftime. In the second half, actually, it got a little closer as Sill throws the ball to Mahoney, or pardon me, that was the 2-point conversion that they tried afterward, but the 1-yard dive by Young after an 89-yard drive by the Cactus Shadow Falcons, and the 2-point conversion. So it was, at one point, 35-15, a 20-point lead. So you're talking less than 3 scores for something that seemed out of reach early.
Well, and, less than 3 scores against a Cactus Shadows team, that is not one that you take lightly. I mean, they definitely, again, were down from the get-go, and there was, for a good portion of the game, if you're the Marauders, you're like, okay, we can't let up. You cannot let up, especially against this team, and the Marauders did not give them all the credit. They did not let up, and they just kept the foot on the gas and just kept going all the way till the end. 35-7 again at halftime. It's very easy when you go into the locker room with that kind of lead, especially early in the year.
Mm-hmm.
Go into the locker room with a lead like that, 35-7, to just kind of come out flat the second half, but the Marauders did not do that. They came out and they were really firing on all cylinders. Great play from the offensive and defensive line. Offensive line creating holes for Upham, Clark. Just a great game all around.
And then Galloway gets to get into the action. 27-yard, wide open tight end pass, and it's Link downfield again. Once again, trying to make blocks. And Mr. Block Machine has been everywhere on the field. I absolutely love it. Mm-hmm. And so Galloway gets into the scoring. Another aerial touchdown for the Mingus Marauders. That would be the last one. Hey, here in the Digital post-game report, I don't know who you've picked for the Digital player of the game. We still have to work on it. So when we come back, we're going to go through some individual stats, and we're going to chew on it and mill on it a little bit more as we get closer to our Digital player of the game. We'll return to Mingus Union High School after this.
Digital, a Verizon premium wireless retailer. Come in today and get on America's largest, most reliable wireless network. Get unlimited nationwide talk and text and devices from all the hottest manufacturers. Find Digital, your local Verizon premium wireless retailer, in the Flagstaff Mall, in Cottonwood at 960 South Main Street, in Payson at 401 North Beeline Highway, Prescott Valley at Glassford Hill Marketplace, and in Prescott with locations in the Prescott Gateway Mall, and the shops at Prescott Gateway.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community and with every customer that comes through the door. If you're on the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find their selection extensive and their sales team professional and courteous. You can also count on excellent after-sales service. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet on Highway 260 next to Walmart in Cottonwood.
The Suzy Q Market is the most convenient stop for road trips, with 1,500 beverage selections and plenty of snacks. And save on Texaco fuel with your Safeway Rewards card. The Suzy Q drive-thru window is the most convenient way to pick up those essentials on the way home.
Road trips start here, with something for everyone.
At the Suzy Q Market. Remember, please shop local first.
Go Marauders!
You'll get more miles for your money at Reese's Tire and Automotive Tire Pros. It starts with matching the right tire for you, your vehicle, and driving habits. And continues with expert brake, alignment, and warranty services to extend the life and performance of your vehicle. And to serve you better, we now offer King Cobra custom exhaust systems. Find out more about our nationwide warranty at Reese'sTire.com.
America's most innovative off-road vehicles are all on sale during the Polaris Factory Authorized Clearance. Get our biggest rebate ever on Razor XP 1000. Save $1,000 on remaining 2015s while they last. Get our lowest price ever on Ace 4x4. This all-new off-road experience is just $64.99 after rebate. Get the year's best deals during the Polaris Factory Authorized Clearance.
Visit Cottonwood Motorsports at Route 260 and Western Drive.
Our whole team is here to help you get the most out of each workout.
Here at the Cottonwood Recreation Center.
Back here at Mingus Union High School, the Marauders victorious by a score of 42-15, open the season 1-0, and will be at home again against Lee Williams coming up. This is the Digital post-game report. Digital with locations throughout northern Arizona. I prefer the one next to Suzy Q here in Cottonwood for all of my cell service needs, and they're a premium Verizon dealer. It says so right here behind us. Tonight, 42-15, Mingus obviously took care of business. Cactus Shadows ends up passing. Andrew Young, a sophomore, ends up 5 for 11, 34 yards throwing the ball. Did score the only 2 touchdowns for the Cactus Shadow squad, but the real story has been Antonio Machica. 198 total yards of rushing. He accounted for 133 of them on 27 carries. So averaging about 5 yards a carry. This is not a big back. This is not a power back. This is not somebody who's coming at you with 240 pounds and 6'90", right?
No.
6'90"? I don't think that doesn't work.
That's a big back.
That is an extremely big back. That is giant. But little scat back, quick, hits the hole hard, and able to protect himself out there during the course of the game. Kind of ran out of gas. They used him a lot during the entire game. 27 carries. That's an awful lot of load for one back.
Yeah, they were just kind of sticking to what's been working for them and what your offense is worked around the personnel that you have, and it's kind of hard to change that even when you're down the way they were today. But Machica, we saw glimpses. Again, hard back, 5'9", I believe, and he's not that thick. So he runs, keep those feet moving, and we saw a few times where he had a couple nice gains and would just lay a hat on someone, and he's not afraid to make contact from the offensive side. Last year he had 15 touchdowns. They stick with what worked in the past, and we saw glimpses of it again today, but it's kind of hard, even though just because you're down 35-7 at half or 42-15 or whatever it is, it's hard to change up what's been working in the past and just what your offense is.
Well, Mingus did mix things up here today. Ended up with an excellent game, almost 500 yards of total offense, Kyle. 393 yards on the ground, 100 yards in the air. Quarterback Jordan Upham here today ends up going 4 for 6, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Look at his stats on the ground.
Yeah, 14 carries for 185 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's 5 total touchdowns on the game for him. He averaged 13.2 yards per carry rushing. So, that's exactly what you need out of him. We saw glimpses where he was in trouble behind the line of scrimmage, used that athleticism to kind of scamper away from it and turn a positive or a negative into a positive. And rushing total, the 393 yards, 100 passing yards total for the Marauders offense, and just under 500 yards for the offense this game. So, really, what was great, what I really liked about it is we hear, they're run first, but we had a couple touchdowns. Galloway had a nice receiving touchdown. We had Clark for 53 yards, I believe, touchdown there. And that's going to be huge going into the rest of the season, especially playing some of these bigger squads that they're going to be playing, is that if you can have some nice completions and your passing game is clicking, that opens up a lot for the running backs in the backfield there, and that's what they need to do to get this offense clicking the way it was tonight.
Tristan Clark had a fantastic game. 8 carries, 106 yards on the ground, also averaging 13.5 yards. 1 touchdown on the ground, one touchdown in the air as well, 53 yards you made mention. Ruiz, 7 carries, 25 yards on the ground. Who else carried the ball? Pete Kelly had a carry, Stabrith had a carry. Pfeiffer had some carries early, 8 of them for 25 yards. Accurso had carries, 3 carries for 39 yards, so they spread it out a little bit during the course of the game. Galloway 1 reception here today. Ruiz 1 reception. Accurso had a reception for 21 yards. So they did split it up a little bit. 2 of the receptions out of the 6 went for touchdowns, and nearly 500 yards of offense. It's hard to go wrong with that. And the game certainly slowed up in the second half as most of the scoring was done beforehand. Hey, we're going to take a quick little break. We've talked about offense. Oh, no, we are not. Let's talk about defense here real quick because we had our first defensive points. The Kelly brothers put together the safety.
That was a great play.
Oh, it was. Great play for the Mingus Marauders. 5 sacks in the night for the Mingus Marauders, accounting for 26 yards. So the Mingus Marauders do fantastic. 3 takeaways, 3 fumble recovers. Scalf had one during the course of the game. Romero had one. And who else had one? Who else had a takeaway in the game? Oh, my goodness, Scalf actually had 2 of them. How about that?
Yeah, no, it was, they came at key moments in the game. They also won the field position battle. There were quite a few of those touchdowns were because they got either a fumble recovery or they just stopped the Falcons' offense and were able to get the ball in great field position and then capitalize on it either from the ground or at the air, as we saw, almost 500 yards on offense again. That's pretty impressive for week 1.
I was impressed on how the Mingus Marauder offensive line worked. I was impressed with the starters on defense and the way the defense actually came back and worked together. We saw a lot of good things working. I see good positive hope for both squads out here tonight, and we're coming to a close. Now, we've delayed it as long as we possibly can for our Digital Player of the Game. Tristan Clark had a great game. Romero had a great game. Link was the blocking machine. Okay, not none, but a lot of this doesn't happen without those kind of blocks.
No.
Galloway had a great game. Am I missing anyone?
I think there might be one guy.
Really?
Who, with 5 touchdowns on the game.
Oh.
100 yards passing, 185 yards rushing.
Yep.
My guy, I got to give it to up him.
Yeah, it's hard to go with those stats, and a lot of those, couple of those touchdowns came from broken plays.
Yeah.
And we know that the points from broken plays are absolutely phenomenal. So for game number 1, we got to go with the senior quarterback who got it done here tonight. Leadership on the ground and in the air. Jordan Upham gets our Digital Player of the Game for game number 1. We got to wrap this up. Lee Williams coming to town next Friday back here at Mingus Union High School. This is their first year with seniors.
Yeah, this is not a team you want to take lightly. They may be moving into a new division, but they made the playoffs last year.
They did.
They were lost in round 1, but a playoff team nonetheless. And with no seniors, that's very impressive in my book. And the fact that they do have seniors this year, first graduating class, they're going to be looking to make some noise. Those seniors put in a lot of work these past 3 years, now going into their 4th year. They want to end on a high note.
Indeed, and we're going to go ahead and end on a good note as well. Thank yous to all of our sponsors here from the press box here at Mingus Union High School. We want to thank Ashley back at the studios for KYBC. Also want to send out thank yous to Ryan Nichols, our producer, replay and graphics, Mr. John Stabe, and camera experts Abby Kwiatkowski and Joey Kwiatkowski as well. Join us next Friday night for round 2 of Mingus Marauder football, game 2. Also, second game of 6 home games here at Mingus Union High School. For Kyle Benedict, I'm Jackie Bessler. Have a great night. We'll talk to you next Friday.
This has been the Mingus Marauder post-game report. Brought to you by Digitel, your premium Verizon wireless retailer in Cottonwood next to Suzy Q Market on Main Street. Or see the Digitel locations in Prescott and Flagstaff. Don't miss the video replay of tonight's Mingus Marauder football game on Verde Valley TV. That's Cable 1 Channel 56 and Suddenlink Channel 2. For times, visit verdevalleytv.com.
Digitel, a Verizon premium wireless retailer. Come in today and get on America's largest, most reliable wireless network. Get unlimited nationwide talk and text and devices from all the hottest manufacturers. Find Digitel, your local Verizon premium wireless retailer, in the Flagstaff Mall, in Cottonwood at 960 South Main Street, in Payson at 401 North Beeline Highway, Prescott Valley at Glassford Hill Marketplace, and in Prescott with locations in the Prescott Gateway Mall, and the shops at Prescott Gateway.